Born ready.
Born ready. Another early morning session for all of us at Min to Max 20, and I know a couple of us still kind of sleepy, but that's okay because we're gonna because we're actually I would say you're more alert, Corey, than Eric is, and that man's probably been up for at least an hour. So
I'm up for like 40 minutes.
So this man woke up in his car and just turned just ready to go. But yeah. This morning we're gonna. I heard a feedback. This morning we're going to go ahead and hopefully wrap up our Graveblade Inquisition Strike Team Stray arc, and then we'll hop over to the arc wrap up, where we'll just chit chat about the arc, ask questions, answer questions, have a good time, and then we're gonna call that for 2023 in regards to our actual, campaigns, our arcs, our actual role playing D&D. We already kind of wrapped up Tavern Side Talks earlier this week with me and Connor going over Ranger, fixing her up, and now we're going to finish up here, and we should be all good to go, and then we can all enjoy the holidays and get ready to go in 2024, where we'll stream every single day with 8 people and coordinate those schedules. No.
Yep, 4 hours a day.
4 hours a day, 8 days a week with 26 people sessions.
26 person sessions.
26 person sessions. All right. Give me 1 second, and then we'll do this thing.
I should get dice. Dice. You're muted, Jared.
All right, friends. Are we ready? Ready to SETI spaghetti? All right, so
yeah,
where we last left off.
Oh, do I got dice?
Yeah. Hey, this man's gonna do the real dice this round, bro. Nice. All right. While they gather their dice, last we left off, our group was in one of the intermediary spaces between some of the rooms in the Labyrinth of Dread. After kind of quickly formulating a plan to, navigate this interior room where this massive lizard of some sort was resting, was occupying. You guys managed to enter into the room. Tavix with a kind of a clutch, divine intervention, silence on the middle of the room, with Tiberius casting Pass Without Trace, which, clutched up in its own regard as well with those kind of collective spells. Dallin making his way to the roof to, slower than any other person would ever do in their life. The slowest roof ascension.
Yup.
Hey, it's okay. But no, as you guys kind of all collectively made your way across the room in different fashions, it was only towards about the end of the room that, some of the that the creature actually woke up from just, I guess, uncomfortability. Something woke it, at which point it was making its way out of the silence zone to navigate the room, at which point a low stealth roll indicated that there was people there. It charged across, but you guys were already set to go as you guys all poured through the room and were good to go. You guys entered into the next chamber, which was like a dilapidated kind of hallway, as you guys made your way through that, and eventually into this grandiose, large kind of hall with these like kind of just supporting pillars and candelabras lighting the space, and just kind of this grandiose scale of a interior space. You guys made your way, this being kind of familiar to you, Dallin, and that having seen in your vision, you guys eventually made your way down the middle of it and found the automaton and found the relic. However, this kind of strange tentacle-like creature, squid-like, just floating, weird aberration, interacted with you, strangely, but eventually you managed to come to terms in the fact that, a trade for the artifact that you desire could be done. At which point, Dallin, you managed to whip out the orb that you had retrieved earlier on and made a negotiation. And it seemed to be enticed by this relic that you held. And so it made the trade, and then with a clutch, hey, yo, by the way, can you get us out of here? Added on top of the deal, it teleported you all back to the parlor where you guys had entered in initially with Suvetha. However, Suvetha decided to remain behind as he was continuing his venture to locate the item that he was in search for. So we pick up this morning, early as fuck, with you guys all just being teleported into this room. Tiberius, you just passed off this large pyramid kind of shaped artifact to Valdis as it weighed, a good probably 40-50 pounds. However, the automaton also clanking to the ground as it was enveloped in the little of the grouping of you all as it lays, chest still on the chest down on the floor with the back paneling still torn off. So what do you all like to do?
Dude, that Suvetha guy was worthless, by the way. We should have executed him if we had the chance. For his crimes against humanity of being worth nothing. Anyway, so...
Captain, should we go Captain?
Yeah, do we go back and put him down?
Go back for him, frankly. If everyone's down, I'm super down to go look for that man.
Absolutely not, Tiberius.
Alas.
Okay.
We missed you, Tiberius. Fans making up for it.
Yeah, you weren't acting yourself the past few minutes to hours.
I had a wave of tranquility rush over me.
It was a
the
nice change.
PTSD. The PTSD was gone for all but a couple hours.
So the server, is there nothing else we need with it? It's just kind of like flailing around, doing whatever.
It's not even. It's literally. So last session you obviously weren't here, so I'll reiterate that. Tapix tried to maybe get it working again. However, to no success, it remains dormant.
Now that we don't have any pressure, it's several hours back to the drop pod. Do we want to see if we can repair it and it'll move on its own, or should we just carry everything?
From what I know,
I think we should destroy it and move on from here. Move on. Can't let them have. You cannot let our technology be left here intact for the evil forces.
That's why we're bringing it back, Captain.
Well, sometimes we can't bring back everything we love.
I don't think there's anything stopping us from bringing it back, Captain.
That's
I
great.
think we're good to bring this back, Captain. Yeah.
Well,
Jared, from what I know, would I be able to fix this if I sat and put time to it? Or was
So
it too messed up?
there was some pressure, and it just I would say you can make another check. It is going to be obviously difficult. Off your first scan, it has suffered a lot of damage. However, there was obviously a lot of pressure in the last room with this entity kind of, breathing down your guys' necks and trying to question you, and you guys having this little back and forth. I would say you could roll again and see if maybe within this kind of calm space, if you could try to put anything together.
You're Captain. Let me see if I can fix it. I'm gonna put it down and start working on it.
I'd like to help him.
We're right at the entrance to the Coliseum.
You guys are in the parlor where the dread arena is like going is straight in front of you. The pathway you took to the left where you guys navigated is that door is there as well, and then the right door that you guys have not been through that Suvetha said that he came from.
Yeah, we should go to the right.
let's go find him and ask him. Anyway, okay, my logic in we should leave it is also because look, we have, if you remember, we lack rebreathers. This massive robot's gonna weigh us down when we have to get through the forest without any rebreathers left.
And if we can fix it, then we don't have to carry it.
If we can fix it, that's fine. But if we can't, it should be destroyed.
I think we should recover something that whatever holds data on it.
Yeah, we can recover its hard drives and everything, but if we can't carry the whole device, we don't need to bring the whole server door, just the data that's on the server door.
Yeah, we could bring any expensive, costly mechanisms in it.
How much?
I'm rolling strength.
How much rebreather juice do we have left?
So you guys had three rebreathers left. You left one in the drop pod.
Oh, yeah.
They lasted about an hour and a half or so, and so you have 3 to distribute amongst yourselves, and it's at least a 3 or so hour walk back, trek through the festering woods, and it would be and that it'd probably be like a little bit longer depending on you have this 50-pound pyramid that you have to carry now, and you would also have to do this. Tapix, are you wanting to alter what you're doing with Captain Tiberius mentioning to just extract the hard drives and everything from it?
Captain, I think you should not extract the hard drives yet, por favor.
Why is that?
Because I could possibly fix it. And if I can't fix it, my arm can carry this thing effortlessly for the next hour and a half, and then we can reevaluate.
It's a 3-hour-long trek.
Let's see what we're thinking in an hour and a half. Well, let me try to fix it first.
Did you take math class in training?
Bro.
Yes.
we're working on it, Captain. Captain, we're working here.
That's
Captain, with
fine.
all due respect, let me see if I can fix it first.
That's fine. That's fine. Just,
Okay.
we got places to be, little bro.
All right, hey, Tapix, go ahead and make me a tools check. So it's going to be your proficiency modifier plus your intelligence.
Nat 20.
You see natural 20?
Nat 20, yeah.
Oh,
First roll. It's a nat 20. It won't show it, but that's a 20 right there.
Wait, you just killed Todd. Wait,
Turn the background up. Oh,
dude, you guys changed positions on the screen because of that nat 20.
Oh my god.
This man detonated
I think
himself.
he's probably talking to Dad.
Dude, I'm dolling right now.
Dude, you are Dolan.
I shoot myself.
Wait, this man's transformed. He translocate. Hey, I like that background though. Christmas time.
Yep.
Oh,
So
shit.
as you say, let me go ahead and let me get to work. And Tiberius, he leaves you to your devices. The stress of obviously the situation in the previous room left you you're kind of fumbling around a bit. A lot of the backwards the back plating kind of innards here looked to be in severe disrepair, and there was some various surge crystals that are used to kind of power this automaton. They were damaged. However, with a natural 20, you know that Captain Tiberius and Captain Tiberius and Brother Valdis would both have surge crystals for ammunition. It could act as a substitute. It could. I would say with a natural 20, you have a way that you could redirect certain things to ensure that it wouldn't, just detonate or destroy the automaton. However, it's like a last ditch resort, essentially. Like you could do that. You shouldn't do it for very long, but you're hoping that if you were to like make this quick change, maybe repair a couple different things, kind of hammer out some of the dents and kind of make sure that things are a little bit more flush and not just so like out of sorts, you could probably get it to at least, to at least function for a duration of time, hopefully till you get back to the drop pod.
Would I be able to like reroute any of my shield power to
Unfortunately,
it, or is my shield different?
It's different. So the surge crystals, they're these little kind of obviously crystalline like things that hold arcane energy that power certain things generally, or upon certain interactions between mechanical means and arcane means, they can activate. Like for instance, Tiberius's blast gun, and then Brother Valdis's his Ripper gun. However, they obviously they're an arcane, kind of an unstable arcane power source. So that's why it's like they're different surge crystals for different things. However, this is the last ditch resort that you could do, kind of to get it at least walking on its own.
Yeah.
So,
Captain, could I please borrow a surge crystal for your weapon?
you're gonna need like 6.
Can I please borrow roughly the 6 surge crystals for your weapon?
No. What? Why? No. Actually, you know what, Davix? I'll give you a surge crystal. I walked up to the
Wait,
door.
wait,
I
Captain,
aimed my
Captain,
shotgun
wait.
right at its torso.
Wait, hold on.
Captain,
I would
please
like to
don't do this.
stand up, back off a little bit, and place my shield in front of me.
Brother Valdis.
I believe that's not.
I'm not gonna give you 6 surge crystals. That's just gonna leave us defenseless. No, Tavix.
We are
What-
not defenseless, Captain.
I'm not.
Captain, there's 4 of us.
To power a server
Brother
that we
Valdis.
can replace.
Brother Valdis, you have surge crystals as well.
We're not broke.
Brother Valdis,
at home, bro.
Do you have surge crystals that I could expend to prepare our robot here?
How many do we need?
6.
6.
I'm looking at our messages. I'm trying to see how many you would have.
I think I have 5.73.
How are you? 0.73.
Hey, you sound like you're muffled, Eric. I don't know.
My head was down.
Oh, are you taking a nap?
This thing.
Are you taking a nap? Okay, so hold on. Let me go and make sure I look real quick at your
I fired it like 3 times.
You fired five shots.
5 shots.
So 6
Okay.
surge crystals can be loaded within the ammunition chamber, which equates to 8 magic missiles. Their burst 4. Okay, so three missiles per crystal. So that means that you would make an intelligence check for me real quick. Type Tabix.
I
Oh,
was doing math. Hammer.
Just add your
I
intelligence
thought
modifier.
You take points like to know how many you have left in your pocket.
intelligence is a skill. But this is with -2, right? 12. Poison.
You said 12. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I would say I was gonna have you do some quick math, but I'd say that the poison you're doing your best here. You're doing your best here, but the poison is still hitting your system, and it's kind of you're just like sweating, and you're just kind of coughing a little bit. Yeah. I would say that you would have Okay, so 6 would be 3. You have 54. Yeah. You'd have 6. You easily have 6 available.
Me?
Yeah, because it's like there's 6 that are in your housing, and that's 18 magic missiles, and you have 54 total. Well, now you have 40. Now you have 49, or now you have 48
Oh,
less.
damn. All right. So we're good.
Jesus.
Yeah. So you.
40.
I'll raise like the gauntlet with the gun on it. I'll say, I do, but you'll have to extract them.
You also have you have spares though, like you have like a pouch that you would have attached to your armor because you'd have to reload it because you'd have to empty out the old surge crystals because you have 6 in there actively right now, but you would have your extras kind of in a pouch that's like kind of padded and supported so that it wouldn't break upon impact.
Say wait, and then I reach into my pouch.
Actually, what I would say because yeah, you're good.
I extend 6 crystals.
You got me good. Thank you very much, Brother Valdis. And I'll scoop them out of his hand and
That's
construct.
3 minutes. So that's be 3, 6, 9, 12. Let's see, 6 times 3 is gonna be 18.
18.
18.
Is it 8 times 6?
I cast magic missile 18 times on the robot.
18. So that's gonna be. So that's gonna be.
10x. I know.
20.
Actually, 17 on the robot, once on Captain. Just for good measure.
Okay, so So as you go ahead and you gather these search crystals, and these ones are kind of like a kind of light purple kind of coloration to them. They're about like this big or so, kind of or roughly. They vary a little bit in size, but not by much. And as you go ahead and grab them all, you're kind of holding them all. There's a couple of different portions. Like there's like 3 up in the top left corner, and then you have to kind of place one. The 3 up in the top left corner, you have to place them vertically, and then there's one you have to place horizontally. You have to place them kind of around, and then as you kind of set them in and kind of retrieve out the broken ones or like the shard kind of fragments that were there of it suffering damage and the search crystals breaking, you eventually kind of get everything figured out. And then as you kind of you use a couple of your different tools, after about a minute or so, all of a sudden you kind of hear that, and you kind of hear the pulsing of this kind of back kind of network of arcane energy start to hum as it starts to power on. And you can see as the head's kind of laying kind of to the side, you can see that the faceplate that has like slight indentations for like eye sockets, kind of a little bit, and like a little bit of like a protrusion for a nose, but overall the face is featureless. And as it kind of powers on, you can see that like a sheen of almost like arcane energy kind of go across it a couple times. And then as it does so, it kind of and then as it does it one last time, the kind of like purplish kind of arcane coloration to the face remains, and it kind of as it starts to kind of move its head, and it starts to stand up as it starts to kind of get up off the ground as it starts to shift, and as it stands, as you guys kind of back up a little bit, as it goes to stand itself erect, and it just and it looks over to you, Tiberius.
All right, let's get it to follow us, and let's get the hell out of here.
I raise my gauntlet just in case it goes haywire.
I will say that the back plating is exposed because you did not bring the damaged plate. But it is functional
That's fine.
at this time.
I mean, let's go. It's up.
All right, Tibix, see, get it to follow us.
It's looking at Captain Tiberius.
Captain's got to command it.
All right, I give it the command, whatever the fucking command is.
Yeah, I mean, you would know that. You would know that captains there. They have like.
Kill the door.
Huh?
Kill yourself.
You're gonna kill yourself.
It just detonates itself. No, you kind of you know like all you have to do is speak to it. Captains, they have the authorization to interact with automatons, and so you just with you saying like let's go and gesturing with it kind of looking at you, it just kind of as you start to walk towards the stairs, it kind of just like follows you like with its head, and then just as it starts to walk and follow you up.
How does it know he's the captain? Does he have like an ID badge, or is it like scanning?
Ibu's still signed into his Google account on his suit.
I would say, I mean, you being in the Inquisition long enough, you know that they're predetermined to recognize and and recognize the captains and their input, and they have certain recognition features that's part of kind of how it does reconnaissance. Is like obviously the faceplate, it utilizes the arcane means or arcane kind of technology to scan the area, so it does similar things to recognizing leadership. And I would say as a little fun tidbit for you too, you would know that if it did not identify a captain, it would identify the engineer next. So
I think we should kill the captain.
This man said, "I want a robot buddy." So, but as you did with a natural 20, you did get the automaton, you did get the LZR automaton going again.
Easy.
All right, I'll get up and start heading towards the stairs.
Okay. So that saves you guys definitely a lot of back-breaking work as you guys all begin to make your way up the steps, heading up to the surface once again.
Sick.
Let me go ahead and change the music here.
Do they do like the Oscars at HQ? Like, do we get medallions like MVP?
Yeah, there's a leaderboard breakdown that they're like, all right, most kills,
damage,
most
healing.
PTSD,
Yeah,
most
as
friendly
we're
fire.
Getting out in the drop pod, there's a little thing that comes up as a scoreboard.
Yeah, exactly. There's a scoreboard. So it tracks all your guys' stuff.
Like the DRG end menu. Everyone can emote.
Exactly. Yeah, you guys store your tankards. So yeah, that's clutch. That's clutch. So as you all go ahead and kind of single file, Tiberius leading the charge, the automaton making its way, and then Brother Valdis, Dalin, Tabix, you kind of are hanging in the back with the automaton kind of next to you up these large, long stairwell, making its way up. It was about 10 or so minutes coming down, 10 to 15 minutes coming down. So it's going to be quite the trek back up, especially since you're holding this big ass pyramid. Go ahead and make me athletics just to see how you maintain.
60 pounds is lightweight.
Bro, 50 pounds, baby. Yeah, but it's kind of like an odd shape. Kind of sucks a little bit.
Make your rolls,
Make
kid.
my rolls.
Roll up.
Bebop.
Beepity beep, boink.
Athletics 19.
19. Yeah, easy enough. Easy enough. As you go ahead and make your way up, I will say, since as you're stepping up the steps, and then the interior of this kind of space lit up on the left and right by these segmented or incremental kind of torches that are light with this kind of purplish kind of flame from these sconces that aren't actually held by anything or created by anything. You looking down at the pyramid, you can see like I mentioned in the last session, you can see it's got the pyramid kind of construction. It has different portions that are kind of rough and other portions that are smooth, as it kind of creates these weird patterns across it. It has these strange kind of holes, these kind of hold openings that and as you kind of look into the actual some of the holes that are facing kind of towards you, it's strange because they go in just for 4 or 5 inches before it's just like you can see like almost pulsing kind of red energy, and then like it kind of swirls to black, and then it just dissipates, and you can see this different kind of shifting of light within some of these kind of exposed holes, and then it vibrates occasionally in different places. Though it's not a consistent vibration, it'll like vibrate kind of underneath like where you're holding one hand for a moment, and then you can feel it kind of start to vibrate in a different section up on one of the kind of faces of it, and it just kind of shifts oddly just around the pyramid itself. And then you can kind of see this kind of faint overall kind of just red hue to it as you guys are as you're like kind of in the darkened spaces between making your way up these stairs. So
Let's be careful leaving the building. We don't know if anything's sprouted out that festering tree.
as you say this, as you guys are continuing your way, I will say that as you guys get closer to the top, I would say Dahlin and Tapix, go ahead and make me perception checks. Tiberius and Valdis, you don't have to because of your passive perception and the light that you're emitting from your ultra beam.
Ultra.
I heard that yawn. 7?
That would be a
Beamer
6.
moment.
6? Okay.
Beamer moment.
Tiberius, you being at the front, and Valdis, you as you're looking down at this artifact, but after some minutes, you kind of just like whatever it is, what it is. Tiberius, you at the front would see, kind of illuminated by some of the first kind of sconces affixed to this stairwell. You can see what looks to be like a darkened looking forearm and hand as it's kind of resting at the mouth of this stairwell as it kind of is falling onto some of the stairs at the entrance. And as you're looking, you can see like a short bladed weapon kind of a couple steps down from where this hand is resting.
Was that there when we put down?
Is my guardian of faith still there? I put one at the top of the stairs.
Even with your passive perception and you kind of looking around, you don't see necessarily the hand, and it's kind of hard for you to tell, but you can't see anything at this moment of whether your guardian of faith is up there.
But do you know if it's still up though?
I don't believe it's concentration. So you would I will say you know the time duration of it, and I believe it was
8 hours.
Was it 8 hours? Okay, yeah, because it's not concentration, but it is 8 hours, so you would know that it should be up, like in theory, like it.
On there. It's been 47 years.
I cast where I see the hand. I cast fairy fire.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Hold on. Let me. I look up the spells just to make sure that I don't.
It's all good, gamer.
It's a true gamer moment.
Are we gaming? Is that what we're doing right now?
All right. So as you go ahead and cast fairy fire and up in that space, you kind of see the kind of like the twinkling of the lights as it kind of you see this almost like glitter bomb go off and start to kind of dissipate and fall in that space and kind of hit the ground. And now you can see, and I would say everybody, as you kind of hear Tiberius cast the spell and you look up, you can now see the outline of this hand kind of just shimmering. And now you can see the dagger also glimmering as well as it just.
Oh, is this that arm? Oh.
Yeah, it's just like it's just like an arm. Like you can't see anything. You can see the opening as it goes into the room upward, but all you can see at like the base of it is an arm.
Is that Suvetha's? Is that Subalu's arm?
All right, let's run the corner.
Wait a sec. So that wasn't there when we went down there, right?
So I'm
Correct,
saying,
it was not.
Sukaka's freaking arm.
Let's go look at the arm.
I have my hammer attached to my back and the artifact under my left arm, but I have the gauntlet ready.
Okay.
I'm gonna go cast guidance on Brother Valdis.
Sounds good.
Is it Savannah's arm or not, bro?
Are you like for if you're looking to like for recognition, make a perception check or make an insight check.
Yeah.
Make an insight check.
We left Santa.
Make an insight check.
Oh shit. Well, I have high insight though. Give me a second, brother. One second. I gotta pull up the Discord.
Also high insight.
I can't cheat anymore. Todd's watching me.
Yeah, you can't cast spells and not add damage and not take your spells away. Yeah, I know.
Well, there were times I would like just not roll, but I would usually give myself a low. I would give myself.
That's
a low
actually
roll.
crazy.
Whoa.
What the
No.
Bro, he's so lazy.
This man just
Roll.
admitted to actual war crimes. This man just admitted to
Let's-
actual war crimes.
My stream is
My personal
crazy.
rule though was it has to be lower than a 10 if I don't roll because it's like I can't give myself it. I've never given myself an advantage if that's what.
What? That doesn't make it any.
Ain't no way.
We'll talk about that in the arc wrap up. We'll talk about that in the arc wrap up.
Ain't
We'll
no
talk about your
way.
perma ban from the table. We'll talk about your ban.
We'll see. Yeah, anyway.
We'll talk about-
So I hope everyone
Every
enjoyed it.
D&D table in Vegas.
Hope everyone enjoyed it. It'll be the last time he plays.
Yeah,
this.
okay.
I got a
We'll
9.
write up your perma ban in the arc wrap up. All right,
I got a 9.
you got a
Going
9.
in the book.
All right, he's going in the book. 9. Yeah, you can't tell. It's pretty. It's kind of dark. I would say just with a 9, it doesn't look familiar. It doesn't look like you can indicate that it would be. I mean, it's like Sufeta had some dark, colored armor, and it is like a dark kind of colored kind of arm. That's the only correlation you can make. It doesn't look like there's any recognition. It could or could not be. You guys are probably still about 40, 50 feet or so down the stairwell. So
Wait,
And so we go 40, 50 feet up the stairwell.
okay.
so I cast. While we're
advance.
walking up the 450 feet, I cast my cantrip of Mage Hand, and I want to go and grab the arm
Okay.
and bring it back.
Okay, so as you go ahead and as you guys are kind of making your way, kind of halting for a moment and then continuing on, you cast Mage Hand as it kind of shoots out and it goes to grab and tug at the arm. It doesn't, like, you can see the arm, like, it gets picked up by the weight and gets shifted, but with the strength of the Mage Hand, it does not shift what it's attached to, because of the weight restriction. It's only 5 pounds that the Mage Hand can actually interact with, and it is attached to more than 5 pounds, seemingly. But as you guys make your way. As you guys make your way to the top here, as you guys get closer, unless there's anything different you guys want to do, you can now see as you kind of step up, you can see that there was, now as you guys are about probably 15 or so feet from it, you can see that there has been blood kind of dripping down the first couple steps that has started to dry. You can see that the bladed kind of weapon, that it looks to be like a short sword of some sort. And as you guys round the last couple steps and kind of get to the, get a beat on this body, you can see that the head kind of tilted off to one side. It looks to be like a kind of like a humanoid looking, a bird kind of figure with a long black beak. You would all recognize this to be a kenku. As it lays kind of head kind of at an angle, the arm kind of outstretched and kind of resting within the actual stairwell itself. You can see that it's kind of dressed in these kind of darkened leathers and this like kind of blackish robe. You can see the pack kind of still, some of the contents kind of spilled out, the flap open, but it still is wearing its backpack kind of on its back. You can see that there's these large kind of gashes out of the sides of it and kind of across its body. You can see that they look to be almost kind of seared in a way, like there's obviously blood. There's a slight burning to like kind of to some of the edges of it for this body. And then as you kind of make your way up with the illumination of your light, Brother Valdis, into this interior chamber that is familiar to you, you can see that there's this kind of blood spattered across kind of the central portion of this floor. You can see these kind of grooves of kind of like just burn marks kind of across the ground. And I will say with your passive perception, Tiberius and Valdis, you can see that out of this kind of mess of blood, you can see that there's a blood trail that leads towards the stairs and kind of make their way up the stairs and kind of go out of view as they, reach the landing, and you're assuming kind of further up into this interior space.
Isn't his guardian right there?
His guardian is not right there, no. I will say with your familiarity of the spell, Tabix, you would know that the Guardian of Faith, once it deals enough pain, it leaves. So you're assuming it just dished the pain that it was required to do, and then it probably dissipated.
Yeah, bro, whose character was that?
It was one of Connor's weird Shadefall characters. No, it was actually Ka from Campaign 2 that Connor ran 10 million years ago. Nah, he wouldn't have died for that. But anyway, that's what you see.
When you read that a spell needs a diamond worth at least 500 gold, but I have 2 diamonds combined worth 500 gold, would you consider that the same thing?
Say that one more time.
Somebody say
Yeah.
diamond.
If a spell needs a diamond worth 500 gold, but I have 2 diamonds that combined are 500 gold, would you consider that equivalent?
What spell is this?
Raise dead.
I knew it.
What are we
I will say, so it says a diamond. So the specification there, I would say, doesn't say diamonds worth at least 500. I would say with the wording, it'd be required to be 500 gold worth. Unfortunately.
Is the Kenku a zealot barbarian?
There's only one way to find out.
Does the Kenku look like it would have been from what? Are we from the material plane? Or
Yeah, you guys are from the material plane.
yeah. Does it look like the Kenku would have been from the material plane?
Make an insight check. Make an insight check. What did you just say? Wait, what did you say?
I said I cast shatter right on its body.
Oh, I thought you said I castrate the body.
No.
That's a
Yeah.
15.
15?
And if that doesn't succeed, then would it be able to use?
I would say with a 15 insight, you relatively with ease. Like you can tell that a lot of the leathers just look like some of the leathers that kind of are on the exterior of this kind of blackened robe that has some silvery kind of or some silver kind of accents to it. You can see that the hides look of like kind of unknown creatures to you. It looks like the hides and kind of the makeup of some of these materials are not traditional kind of material plane. At least in construction, and so you would assume that this this creature probably resided here in Shadefall itself. And even the backpack is made up of kind of some strange looking kind of almost like chitin kind of plating kind of reinforced pieces. And so yeah, it looks this creature does look at least the attire looks alien.
Tabix, are you actively like starting to prep this? Oh wait, no, you can't cast the spell. Never mind.
No, I can't do anything.
People
Unless someone is mending.
Yeah.
Yo, sense.
I mean, there is still a chance of zealot barbarian.
All right.
Does he look dead?
I don't need a diamond.
Does he look dead?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, can I start CPR? Okay.
If you want, he looks dead. If you want to make a medicine check and actually get down there and see.
Yeah, I want to get down there and see.
Okay.
I have a feeling it's.
I make a smashing its skull in with my boot check.
I got a 6+ modifier.
I make a
I don't even care to
suplex
look.
Tiberius down the river check.
Do you actually,
I got a 10.
Tiberius, do you actually want to do that?
Nerd.
Tiberius, if you, hey, this is,
No, no,
hey,
no.
all right, hey, you only get so many tallies of what you say is not what you do.
So many fuck arounds before you find out.
Yeah.
When I noticed that he
That Tiberius was going to skull crush the shit out of this creature.
that he's going to check on this thing, I'm going to say
Is that a zealot barbarian?
we shouldn't spend any more time here. We
I
should
gotta
move
check
as quickly
anyway.
as we can. We should move as quickly as we can to the drop pod.
I agree with the brother. So I walk up and smash his skull in. And we move on.
Make an
Oh my
athletics
God.
check. Make an athletics check.
Big rolls. 19.
Dude.
That's like a
Oh my
20.
Tavix,
God.
25.
Tavix, you go. That's a 25. Tavix, you
Well,
go.
no, let me check my mod.
Yeah. Actually, I was gonna say
Ain't
there's
no
no
way you
way
got a
you
plus
there's no way you have a
6
plus
as a
any. Yeah,
bard.
you have a plus like 2.
I got a 5 as a
Oh,
roll.
that's a 24. Yeah, 24.
Oh, all right. It's because you can add
Right.
your proficiency hat down, rounded
Yeah.
down. Yeah,
Yeah.
crazy. It's not crazy, but so Tapix, you go down, in a carrying fashion, trying to think of how you could maybe, see the condition of this. All of a sudden, you're splattered with just like brain matter as Tiberius just like skull crushes the shit out of this Kenku's head.
I'm
I'll
sorry, brother.
Stand back up.
We have to get to the drop pod. Let's keep
Yeah.
it pushing. Let's keep it pushing, kids.
Sounds good.
I'm like trying to peer out any windows, seeing outside
All
at all.
the windows in this
Oh,
space are
my
kind of placed kind of higher, so you'd have to kind of climb up to one of them. They're about probably
All
8
right,
to
then.
10 feet. I will.
Then I'll just be ready by the door.
Okay, so as you look over the door, you can see that there appears to be a little bit of displacement from what you from where you guys originally kind of put everything.
Yeah,
Some of the smaller kind of items seem to be kind of shifted, but overall the door is still barricaded. So you're gonna have to unbarricade the room. Did you just flex? Then hit it with a quick, quick. Yeah, okay.
I accidentally emoted, sorry.
Why you flex on the ear?
But yeah, you guys can go ahead and you start to kind of Dolan, you can start to shift things out of the way.
Yeah.
I will say, Tabix, while they're doing this, there was a blood trail that did lead up, further up.
Yeah.
If you
I'm
wanted
just gonna go upstairs.
Okay. So
Go up there.
yeah, as you kind of like wait for Tiberius not to be looking at you, so you can like run off to go maybe investigate before he skull crushes any more dead Kenkus or allegedly dead Kenkus. As you can hear the scraping of kind of wood on the stone as they start to disperse. Are you going quickly, quietly, normal pace?
Quickly.
Quickly. Okay, so as you're kind of running up the stairs and kind of you see that the blood does
Oh,
continue onto the landing and does kind of cut back up into the stairs as you run upstairs, and you can see now, kind of off to the left hand side, actually, it is dark up in this interior space. Go ahead and make me
I see it. Damn it.
go ahead and make a perception check with disadvantage, or if you want to light something to light up to light it up.
I thought the Guardian of Faith followed the stand your ground law. I don't think it chases people.
All right.
7 minus. I got a 5.
You got a 5?
It doesn't. It's not the Butcher of Blaviken, bro.
Yo, listen, hey, bro, hey, you want to do an investigation check to try to determine? Hey, this man's just making this man's. You can.
Habix knew exactly what his guardian was doing.
This is not meadery. No butchers allowed.
But no, you can with your low perception roll. I would say there are still some like kind of some window kind of portions built into the walls up here, so there is light getting in, but it is dim, it is dark in here. But you can see that there is the outline of you can see that there is kind of like an outline of a body or a shape of some sort in one of the still standing upright bunk beds off to the left hand side of the room, and you can kind of even in the dim light with some of the light kind of casting in. And I will say, as you're up here and kind of relying on the exterior light to illuminate, it has darkened some. Like it is a little bit darker outside than it was previously when you guys entered in. But
Walk over there.
Okay. So as you make your way over, kind of into this upstairs space and head over to the bed, as you get closer, what do you want to do?
Dude, do I see? Is it just a humanoid figure?
As you get closer, it's still kind of hard to tell, but as your eyes have adjusted now, as you're making your way across, you can see it a creature kind of resting, kind of its hand, kind of one of its arms kind of up underneath its head. You can see the long kind of beak of a similar creature that was, before it had its skull absolutely annihilated. You can see the similar creature kind of sitting there on the bed. You can see that the kind of the lightly colored kind of sheeting and kind of the bed is staying dark. You can tell, and you can tell that there are also like some kind of various kind of lightly colored bandages kind of up over the body. You're about probably like 5 to 8 feet away still, kind of not right up on it, but still. Make a perception check for me, just real quick. Now with disadvantage, this is using your sound. Or your hearing, sorry.
Nat 20.
Natural 20. There is no breath coming or any sort of sign of life from this creature. From even just the distance that you're at right now.
I'll go shake its shoulder.
You go shake its shoulder. Its arm and body kind of start to fall off the bed as it starts to shift. Do you catch it as it goes to fall?
No. Wait, yes.
Okay, so as it kind of like starts to roll, you kind of hold it and then kind of shift it back on the bed. And kind of now as you push it back, it kind of lays head and chest kind of up. You can see that there is a large gash wound across its center, kind of tearing at its robe and some of the, just like right through some of the leather kind of armor, kind of as it dangles and just barely hangs together. You can see that some of the bandages we're trying to use to kind of close it up. However, all the bandages are just soaked completely through.
Damn. Does he have a backpack on?
There's a backpack resting at the foot of the bed, yeah.
I'll take the backpack.
You just take
I'll
all?
go downstairs.
Okay. Go ahead and grab the pack and you go ahead and make your way back downstairs. I would say as you're kind of making your way back downstairs at this point, removal team, barrier removal team has now shifted and kind of moved everything out the way as the door now stands free to be exited.
I'll also grab the other backpack.
Hold
the
on.
other body.
I want to roll perception.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check for me. What are you looking for?
This is just to see if Tabix has left. I want to roll perception.
Okay.
While Tabix is, I want to just roll perception. Make it some fair RP.
Well, hold on. Your passive perception is so high that like very quickly you realize that Tabix is not over there with you.
Been about how many minutes since he's been gone?
Well, you notice he left, and then it's probably getting closer to like maybe a minute and a half since he's been gone. You can kind of hear the floorboards creaking above you.
Yeah, now that the door is open, I go up to find Tabix to let him know.
Well,
we can go to the door.
Okay. Well, the door is almost there. I'd say it was almost there. So
I go find Tabix to go tell him that we're gonna go.
Okay,
and
so
stop no lollygaggers.
Okay, so as you make your way up the stairs, kind of following the blood trail, you go ahead and make your way kind of, and then at the top of the stairs, I'd say at this point is when you caught the body and pushed it back over for it to be laying face up, Tabix, and now you kind of hear some of the floorboards start to creak, and you see Tiberius kind of making his way up to the top of the stairs and kind of rounding over it.
What's up, Tabix? What's going on?
There's another body here if you want to smash it, and I'll grab the backpack.
Okay.
It's dead.
Yeah, it's dead.
Can you explode it for me?
You got it, coach. And I'm gonna take my flail.
Oh
Smash
my
his
god.
head.
Y'all are fucking psychotic. Y'all are actually
Hey,
fucking
make a
psychotic.
Hey, can you make a morality check for me?
Yeah, you dropped 3.
Can you make?
You got it,
Captain's
bot.
orders. Captain's orders.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I would say though, to get your flail to get a real good kind of overhand smash on this, you'd have to, because there's like a fractured bunk bed over top, so you have to shift the body out of the bed, and then you have to overhand just.
I took just his head off of the bed.
So you dangle his head and then you just smash it. Yeah, that's gruesome.
Pinata, that
I'm like-
guy.
I look at Tabix and go, "That's very promising." And then I walk back downstairs.
Holy shit! You grab the backpack.
Jesus.
You guys hear some grotesque noises.
If he walks downstairs, I'm just gonna hit the floor and not hit the head.
Oh,
I watch you.
I
I
was
watch you.
saying.
Oh shit! Did I hit
Hold
the
on,
head?
hold on. Make a perception check with disadvantage. Make a perception check with disadvantage, Tiberius.
Me?
No, Tiberius, because it is dark up here, and so and he could.
Disadvantage. It's a 15.
15. Make it either.
No.
You rolled a 15.
Hold on. My lowest roll was a 15.
Yeah, it's 15, 16.
And one second.
Verified.
In perception plus that 15, it's 23.
You can either make a sleight of hand or a stealth maneuver here, Tabix, to try to.
Well, so is he staying up and watching?
Yeah. If he's staying, he is watching.
He's supervising
Okay,
your work.
If he's gonna supervise, then I'll just hit the head.
Okay. So there wasn't like I'll attempt and then I'll try again. Okay.
No.
Okay. So yeah, he just stands there menacingly looking, and you can see him with that high perception roll. You can see that Tabix is standing there and hesitates a little bit, waiting to see if you'll leave. There's just a moment of silence, and you just stand there, and then you slowly turn Tabix, and you're just and you look over your shoulder one more time to see if he's still there, and then you and you just go. Yeah.
Those braces.
I would say, and then I would say you can grab the pack and make your way, kind of following suit. At which point,
You got your loot drops.
as you turn around, Tiberius, you run straight into the automaton, who's followed behind you.
Oh, my bad, sir.
Bro, he's catching this on body cam.
I was gonna say, Captain, is his body cam on?
But no, as you go ahead and make your way down, all three, the automaton, Tiberius, and then shortly after Tabix, you guys are now at the base. With everything Dala and all this, you guys hear kind of some interaction upstairs. You hear a boom, like a thumping of some sort. But at this point, you guys are now retrieving the last couple pieces of barricaded debris. And as you make your way down to Tabix, you grab the other pack as well, yeah?
Yeah, but I want to take one of the backpacks and put it on the bot to try to cover his backplate.
Oh, okay, nice.
I can.
Yeah, as Tiberius kind of comes to a stop, and then it follows suit, you just go ahead and slide a backpack over its back.
Excuse me, sir.
As it does so, you can kind of hear it hit against. Actually, you do it lightly. So you kind of just, and you kind of set it flush. Don't drop it or anything because the exposed kind of arcane networking. And so yeah, what's the other backpack you want to do with it?
Can I just take a peek in it real quick? See what's in there.
Yeah, as you take a peek into it, I mean, it looks like I would say make a investigation check, just real quick.
Bro, the problem is right now.
Why'd you mute? I want to know what the problem is.
It's a 9. I got 9.
9. I would say at the very brief glance, you kind of, you're hesitant to put your hand in because you don't really know what it could be, but you can kind of see some, you can see like a couple of different pieces, just like normal adventuring gear, like a little bit of like kind of strange looking rope. It almost looks kind of like spider silk, a little bit like this thick kind of white spidery silk kind of rope. You can see that there's like a couple, like it looks like some like a pile of like, and you can catch a whiff of it as well. As you look in, you can like get the whiff of kind of this this kind of foul kind of stench of some sort of meat or something in there. And just off that, you can just see it looks like to be a makeup of just general supplies, kind of strange looking supplies, but you can kind of interpret it that it's probably just adventuring gear in some capacity.
I toss it back on the body and proceed to the party.
It hits the body. It's kind of. All right, as you guys are now open and ready to make your way out here, let's see. So just give me 1 second.
Strong suspicion my guardian killed those fools.
You're an accomplice to murder.
You feel guilty for their deaths? You think they could have died as they could?
Should I, Captain?
Travelers? No, death is an inevitability.
Is that how you feel about all your crewmates?
Yep.
Noted.
I look at Dolan, I give him a big wink. Well, not Dolan. I look at Tavix, I mean. I wink at you too.
I look away.
All right, so as you guys go ahead and make your way outside of this building, you guys start to kind of actually, I would say at this point, Tiberius, you kind of look down at your kind of gauntleted kind of armament, arcane kind of tool that you have.
I see the faces of the thousands I've murdered.
Yeah, you see the names and the souls of them as they pour into your mind and they possess you.
And the screams.
And the echoing distant kind of horrific screams. You look down and you can see the kind of little portion that is designated for where the drop pod location is, and then kind of the direction it's indicating for you to go as you kind of step out into the air again. I will say, as you all do as you guys open the doors and start to make your way out, immediately you're hit. Your lungs not familiar, or become unacquainted with the air and the kind of toxic kind of fog that's around you as you as you kind of all cough. Brother Valdis, it catches you a little bit off guard, but your filtration, thankfully, is working still. Tavix, you just cough more than you've been kind of periodically because you already have still 2 conditions of poison or levels of poison. But you guys have exited the building and you guys are now ready to make your way. Is there anything you guys are doing before stepping off?
Do we have one more rebreather?
You have 3
that are usable.
Yep.
Why don't we put some of those on?
Yeah.
Yeah, for surezies. Let me go ahead and switch the background here, though. Boink. Boink.
How long did they last? Like an hour?
Hour and a half.
It was like half the way.
Yep. You guys want to don all 3 of your rebreathers? The last rebreathers you got?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as
one of us doesn't need them, right? Brother Valdis doesn't need
Brother
one, right?
Valdis does not. Yeah, he's not requiring one at this moment, thankfully.
He's a freak.
As you guys go ahead and all kind of step out, you kind of get hit with this. You guys all go ahead and take out. I think the extra ones were in Brother Valdis's pack, so you guys kind of Brother Valdis, you kind of take. I take them.
Brother Valdis take his rebreather.
As you hand them out, you all kind of don them on your face. Immediately, the air kind of filtering out as it purifies it, you inhale through arcane and kind of technological means. Perks of the Inquisition, I suppose. As you guys now begin to step off and make your way, as you guys go into the trajectory of where you guys initially came from, you can see the massive tree that you had once fought. Oddly, is now you can see that the trunk goes up about probably a third or so before you can see the jagged kind of sharp pieces of bark and whatnot kind of as it snapped and turned and kind of fell over, you can see it had taken out another tree or two. As you can just see this big, massive pile of debris as the massive once kind of tall standing tree has now fallen and has taken out some of its kin with it. You can also see that the kind of just very kind of noticeable considering this area kind of had a distinct density of the fog that you guys entered in and kind of were in this space. You can see that it has dissipated. Some of the kind of thickness has gone away. Some of the kind of thicker particles that you could even see in the air and kind of spores has lessened. You can see there is still some, but it looks like this area is almost kind of reversed in a way. I will say
maybe the rebreathers will make it to the drop pod this time.
I will say additionally, you can see that there are kind of seeping from the middle of the kind of still resounding trunk, and kind of you can see from here portions of the snapped bits of actual of tree. You can see that there is like that ooze, that greenish ooze that have kind of seeped out and have kind of run along and kind of hit the bottom, hit the ground, the woods ground. Additionally, you can see where you guys had lit that motherfucker on fire. You can see like large kind of chunks of blackened across the base of the tree as it had kind of spread. And you can see that there are large kind of portions of the snapped and broken piece as well. As additionally, you can see moss patches that caught flame and kind of burned, but then eventually kind of went out. So this place looks pretty beat up from you guys, but I mean, for better or for worse, I suppose. You guys,
yeah. Is there any? It's just like still smoldering or whatever.
Yeah, like there's still
nothing's happened.
There's some tiny little kind of little smoke trails of some smoldering. But other than that, no, nothing seems to have. You guys are kind of taking a wide berth, but nothing seems to have come from or indicate anything unless you would like to look further, at least from where you can tell right now.
We should not delay.
Tally ho, shoot on sight, by the way. I'm putting a kill order on everything we see. We're getting out of this place.
Is there anything we can follow to make our way back? Is like our route tracked or anything?
You are Tiberius. You have the little thing that tells you and points directly where the drop pod is.
Oh, right. I coughed for a second. Okay, I go, follow me, lads.
His RP is insane, bro. He's hit. Hey, that quick moments of grossness, man, hit his lungs.
But he purposely got sick for the stream.
Dude.
Yeah, bro.
Nice. The automaton still kind of just walking behind, just a couple feet behind Tiberius. So, as you guys all...
like the automaton.
How long have we been since like the tree fight? How long has it been since then?
Make a wisdom.
Make an athletics.
Make a wisdom check. No, make a wisdom check for me.
Animal handling.
Time moves differently down there. It's been 40,000 years.
Dude.
15.
15?
The Emperor
15. I would say that you would know since you've entered down. I would say it's been roughly anywhere between 2 and 3 hours since you've been down in the basement in the labyrinth.
Sick.
At the best you can gauge.
Damn.
So
that would not have been my guess.
This man said 74 days. We've been in the labyrinth of sad. All right, so as you guys continue to make your way, not too long into your adventure, I will say, Captain Tiberius, you do start to kind of feel the you can start to feel like your headset, your kind of earpiece start to vibrate, and you can start to hear the humming as the power starts to kind of course through it, and as it starts to activate, you would recognize this with an incoming communication is being sent through to your earpiece, and a connection is being established. You probably have about a minute or so, 30 seconds to a minute before a transmission would be coming through.
Okay, transmission time.
Okay, so as it goes back, you hear, Captain Tiberius, can you hear me? Captain, come in.
Yes, hello. It's Tib.
Oh, Captain, it's good to hear your voice. How have things been going over there?
We're extracting.
Oh, excellent. We tried. We didn't get any communication from you at roughly hour 6 of the operation, so we tried to reach out. However, we were not able to actually make a connection to your equipment, and so we tried again an hour later, And then once again, it failed to go through. And so now here we are trying at about hour 8 or so of the operation. So you said you're making exfil?
Yes, sir.
All right. Reach back out when you arrive to the pod, and we will go ahead and get you all squared away to shift back.
We're making our way there. We'll be there in probably about 2.5 hours.
Sounds good. I will let the higher up know. Over out. As the kind of cuts and it and you can feel the kind of the earpiece start to kind of dissipate and the energy kind of disperse from it. So,
Tally ho!
as you guys begin to make your way through the festering woods back to the actual pod itself.
Did they even ask if we were successful?
It was before
Nope.
Garden.
They just
Okay.
they just
we're
asked,
alive. We were successful.
they asked how the operation went, and he said
We're
"Turn it back."
extracting. That could mean fucking anything.
What do you mean? Doesn't mean anything. It means we are extracting within.
Yeah, it could mean we fucking are dying. It could mean we succeeded.
I
Hey.
rolled 46 and they were all 6.
Listen.
You can say whatever you want. You can think whatever you want.
I'm just saying.
All right,
I'm
so
just saying.
as you guys are making your way across the festering woods, as you guys, everyone go ahead and make perception checks for me.
I'm gonna pull an Eric. I got a 3.
Did you roll?
No.
That's a low roll.
Damn.
No, if you don't, hey, if you
19.
don't want to roll, it has to be below 5. Actually, it has to be a nat 1.
Perception 23.
So I got 15.
23,
19.
15, 10. Okay. Everyone besides Dallin at the moment, I would say, as you guys are making your way across. As you guys, I mean, like similar to how it was as you guys made your approach, as you're now leaving, it's ominously kind of quiet in this space. No wind, no real noise that's being emitted from the lands around you, except for the occasional kind of skittering, which you do see kind of off in different directions. You can see the lizards kind of hanging out on some of the more kind of moss-covered, taller, kind of gross, oozing kind of trees. You can see some of the lizards kind of making their way, kind of running around, just as they skitter kind of away from you guys' path of travel. And then, as an hour goes by, you guys. So hold on, let's see. I started.
Keep rolling.
Yeah. So as you guys continue to make your way, I'd say after an hour goes by or so, still trudging along. Thankfully, no issues. Eventually, you guys do hear kind of the distinct noise kind of coming from the kind of off to the right of where you guys are. You guys do see not as large of a cluster as the first time, but you do see some more of those kind of grub-looking light creatures, kind of just in this like large moss pile that's underneath one of these larger kind of festered trees. Just kind of like that slug you sent in the GIF. Here, hold on. Let me go ahead and let me pull that up real quick.
Yeah.
Let me go to visuals and graphics. Let me go ahead and get an exact.
Those fucking things, man.
Let me go ahead and get an exact. Wait, where is
There's
it?
what's the
You
thing?
mean send it again?
Wait, no, yeah, send it again. I don't think. Did you put it in visuals? I don't think you did. I think you put it in chat.
No, it was in general. It was in general.
Yeah, send it in visuals.
What's happening?
All right.
It's
Is
these.
it that like claymation thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you send it?
Yeah, I sent it in visuals.
Yeah, it's these. You look over, and you just see these things going to absolute town on some of that moss, bro.
I want to bunt kick that thing to the next solar system.
Do we want to waste that time, Captain?
But you can see these kind of grotesque looking, these like grub maggot looking things.
I just walk past and say, "This is why we burn your world."
Or I feel like you just like in a dissonant manner, like speaking to Suvetha, who's no longer present in this area. As you guys continue, I will say, just for kind of expediency here, you see a couple different clusters throughout, but they're like they're onesies and twosies. You eventually do make your way to that large kind of moss patch. Are you guys gonna just like go over the moss patch, or are you guys wanting to go around it?
Go around it.
Over. Oh, around.
Yeah, let's just
Okay,
go
no,
with it
we'll go
again.
over. No.
Over.
Okay.
Over.
We're going over.
Over.
Okay,
Do we know exactly how wide it is again?
it's probably about 150 feet.
I think we could just run through it.
Yeah, we're running.
Okay, so as you guys all go,
I doubt the automaton will have an issue.
As
Go
you guys
blue.
just start to beeline it and sprint, you guys will go ahead.
I stop at the edge.
Oh glory.
What?
Tiberius, you start
Okay.
running across. Oh, wait, hold on. You stop him.
Hey, Captain, I believe I'm too heavy to cross this.
Then go around. We'll wait for you, friend.
No, we'll just go ahead. If you stir up too much, then you'll be behind us.
Isn't this the one where like the shit was sunk in it?
It was.
No, I think it's just like a thick layer.
So
on
so
top.
it this was the place, but instead of being sunk, it was more of like a mound that was built up and around. I will say he's Tiberius saw this across and kind of from where you guys roughly are now. I will say as you guys are standing here, you can see these mounds a little bit closer, and yeah, they do mound up. It's not like it doesn't look like it's like there obviously are places where like the ground does kind of sink in and create a little bit of like divots and kind of holes in the space, but it's not like doesn't appear to have any sort of like crazy depth to it.
I guess I'll wait a second, see what if anyone else is, see what happens, and then I guess I'll go.
Okay, sounds good.
And Brother Valdez is sleeping.
Dead, bro.
So Tiberius goes first, I would assume.
Yup, it's Tibbs. Big T.
All right, so do you guys kind of all simultaneously go across together?
Yeah.
Okay, so I will say, as you guys make your way across, you will all suffer as you kind of just haul ass 15 points of poison damage as you guys are kicking up this. Actually, I will say it's halved from the rebreathers. So it's actually 7. However, you can feel the rebreathers start to kind of gunk up as you guys are running across, and this moss starts to dissipate these spores and kind of this kind of noxious kind of different kind of things that were kind of resting within it as it shoots it up, and you guys are running. You guys start to kind of cough halfway over as you kind of as you guys start to make and just start hauling. Valdis, are you kind of you following suit pretty quick after?
Yeah.
All right, you go ahead and take 7 points as well as you guys all just quickly make your way across. Make sure Eric actually marks on his sheet.
I'm doing it, Todd.
All right.
You guys are all taking
Oh,
it.
I can't do it on my phone, so
Everyone,
I have
everyone also make Constitution saving throws for me, please.
Oh, it's 60.
I passed.
Yeah, you just didn't roll. You hit 10. 10 to 10.
Yeah, I pass as well.
18. Do I get -2 to this?
No, not a saving throw now.
This is a saving throw.
Okay, 18.
That's 22.
Okay. Brother Valdis,
20.
20. Tiberius.
Oh, what am I rolling?
Constitution. Oh shit, it was almost a 1, then it shifted to a 19.
There's his hand there to manipulate it.
Or just all smashes his face in the mud and sinks in.
Constitution. I got a 22.
22. All right. So with you guys, thankfully, all of your bodies will do resist the kind of influx and heavy concentration of this kind of poison, this poisonous spores in this air. So you negate that. You do obviously suffer the poison damage, and at the end of where you guys, as you guys cross this place, your rebreathers are so gunked up. It's like almost like the congestion of it is on them, and it's trying to filter, and it's no longer viable as all it's doing is just shooting straight into your mouth, just like shit ass air. So and you guys were getting close to. You guys were getting close to the point of them being kind of extinguished anyway. Things where you can kind of tell when they start to kind of the filtration and the effect and the arcane kind of properties start to dissipate. It's time to ditch those.
Would I be able to repair them?
So it's more of
You
a
require cleaning them.
it's more of it's more of arcane properties are used to purify the air, and so it's just a matter of time before the actual ability of that is just overwhelmed and no longer does it. It's a amount of like charge basically. It's not so much it's broken. It's just like yeah.
Those crystals wouldn't charge it by chance, right?
No, those crystals would not charge it by chance.
We'll put them all in like the backpack.
Okay, sounds good. You just kind of toss them back all into your large
Yeah,
pack back.
Standard protocol is basically not to leave anything behind, right?
Yep, true. That's pretty consistent. Yeah, that's pretty standard. Except for that man was getting left behind, whether it was a bullet or whether it was.
That's why Tiberius.
It's kind of crazy to think that I'm sure Tiberius probably been like, "Hey, hold on one second." Before the teleportation was finished, he probably would have pulled out his gun, shot that dude in the head, and then he would have teleported out of there. Probably.
Oh my God.
Probably.
Oh, you would have been telling his friends where we came from.
It's okay. I'd be down. Hey, you guys want to do a quick? You guys want to do Maybe down the road we'll do a quick
Evil mode,
yeah,
bro?
a bad ending.
Oh, it's like 10 more sessions.
No, it's not. No, not now, not now. Not now.
Oh yeah. Oh, and then as soon as Corey hits him with the I run deeper into the labyrinth.
Yo,
All right. But I will say, you guys go ahead and make me one more. The rebreathers did seem to last out a little bit longer than last time for whatever reason that might be. Until now. So go ahead and make me one more Constitution saving throw, the whole lot of you, to see if you can resist the effects of the air.
11. Wait, 13.
All right.
It's a 9.
19.
20.
No.
Tiberius, you got a 9?
Not 20, bro.
It's 12.
Oh, you rolled a 9?
Yeah.
I got a
Hey,
nat
check
20.
his work. Check his work. All right. So
Yeah, you fail anyway.
And take a deep breath.
you know what? I'm
Breathe in all
increasing the
air.
DC because of the things you sold me.
Yeah, to 13.
No. So as you guys go ahead, thankfully, a couple, coughs. Obviously your temperature kind of rises as your body's warding off this kind of infectious air this kind of poisonous, toxic air that wants to affect your body. But eventually, after little over 3 hours or so, you guys are making good time. You guys arrive to the. You can see kind of as your indicator, Tiberius, on your kind of gauntleted portion. You can see that as it's kind of pointing you in a direction, a couple 100 feet off. You can see that massive kind of impact area of where the drop pod hit the earth with your guys' entry. And you can see like the tops of it as they kind of come to like the hexagonal kind of points up at the top of it. You can see kind of poking out of the ground as you guys are now just a couple 100 feet off.
All right, give me 1 second.
All right, sounds good. I'll wait because something crazy is about to happen.
No, Mom just showed up. 1 second.
What? So what do you guys? What is Tavix thinking about right now? As a newbie to this operation, you're almost to the drop pod. What are you thinking about right now?
Our captain's kind of delusional.
Word.
That's all that's going through my head. I'm in for a rough career here.
Oh, here. Mom, you're on the wrong computer.
What is happening?
What the heck?
Is there another computer over there?
Yes.
I'm like, yeah.
I was like, what is she
doing
doing?
here?
I love you, Mom. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Coming for you, Nathan.
Okay.
Oh, dude, the cameo.
What the?
Uh-oh.
Nice.
What the?
The anticipation.
The anticipate. Next thing you know, she's in
Hey, it's Wally.
she's in Corey's.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Hey, next thing you know, she's in Corey's tavern. She's like,
Oh, that'd be crazy. What the
oh, the hell? I'm not Honestly, you said Wally, and I thought you were talking about the Chappie poster behind. I'm like, yeah, different word, different version, but
No.
yeah. Wally got upgrades. And then I saw it was actually his sweater. Yeah, that's funny. So anyway, Brother Voldus, what are you thinking about while you guys are making your last couple hundred, or last couple tens of feet to the drop pod?
I don't know. Think about going home, go to sleep.
Nice. San said the sleep that I can get at least.
I'm saying I can't wait for those pain dampeners, bro.
It's true.
That shit sucks.
Those kind of ran out a minute ago, and so you've been kind of just suffering for a minute now.
Yeah, I'm in pain, dude.
We've been sucking some ass.
Suck it. Is Ebu here? We all good?
Yeah. We're here.
All right, cool.
Is there not enough seats on the drop pod? That'd be a crazy ending.
Dude, crazy ending. There's just one gone. All right.
That would be a crazy
Now
ending.
we'll ratchet strap
Dude,
someone to the wall.
some of the grubs, you find the
Yeah.
door. You find the door open. They're just eating your seats, and you're like, "Well, can't get out of here. Someone's gotta go."
Not the seed eaters.
Not the seat. We now labeled them the seat.
They
eaters.
strike again.
All right, let me go.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me go ahead and real quick turn off this. All right. Okay, so as you guys make your way the last last little bit of distance, as you guys eventually make your way to the edge of the drop pod crater, you can kind of see the kind of dirt ramp leading down and into the to the door, the latch door that is firmly still shut. You can guys see the large kind of mural kind of scrawling of the orange and the reds of the massive kind of outstretched phoenix looking symbol across the drop pod as you guys have made your way back to your drop pod, the Phoenix, as you guys go ahead and kind of start to descend down the steps. And Tiberius, you go ahead and you would know that you just need to lay your hand kind of for a moment on the kind of just directly above the handle of the kind of handle attached to the door. You kind of lay your hand there as it kind of the moment you can see almost like an outline of an arcane kind of thing tracing your hand as it then like kind of dissipates, and you hear the locking kind of mechanism kind of as it starts to unlatch and unlock. At which point you go and grab the handle, and it kind of as it starts to kind of raise up, half assisted by you, half on its own, as it goes and starts to rise up into the air. As you all kind of start to pile in here.
Oh shit, Corey wild shaped.
Oh my god.
Yo! What are you all doing as you make your way into the drop pod?
I'm sitting down and sitting in my thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm putting equipment away.
Rather frightening, sir.
As you all make your way inside, you can see the interior of the drop pod has not changed at all. As you guys are stepping in here, you can see that the seats are all still fastened and
I'm gonna
fixed. What?
I'm gonna work on securing the pyramid somewhere.
Yeah, there's.
Yeah, well, is there like a secure? So we're in the business of artifact retrieval. So would there be like a secure box?
Yeah, so like so you have like the seats to the left. You have like kind of the supporting pillar in the middle of this that kind of breaks up the middle of this the drop pod space. Across from the opening is the big control panel, and the seat the seat for the engineer is kind of affixed to the central kind of supporting pillar. And you can see off to the right hand side is a similar kind of locker construction of your lockers in the deployment zone. However, there's obviously it's kind of segmented in different ways. You have like a one kind of large cage. You have a couple different places, and there is actually like a large designated area where you can put artifacts and relics that you guys are obviously going to retrieve in that area. And there are like fastening ropes and kind of different things that you can do to kind of secure those individual pieces that you might need. So. As the automaton walks in and just kind of stands there, Tiberius, you kind of plop in a seat, just kind of thinking as it kind of just stands in the space, looking at you, Tiberius. Dalin, I would just say you just go ahead and close the latch behind you. So you kind of, as you kind of get it kind of fastened by the handle and kind of get it set up, you kind of manually lock the interior kind of housing. And then you can make your way over, you and Brother Valdis kind of dropping your gear and starting to kind of rack it and kind of fasten it into the lockers themselves.
Before I sit down, I'd like to ratchet strap the automaton to the wall.
Yeah, there's that. Like that's the thing. These drop pods are pretty universal when it comes to like just things. Like for things you might need, they're there. There's like ropes. There's like different kind of like ratchet strap, kind of contraptions.
Yeah, whatever fastening thing I.
Yeah, they're like there's things that you can definitely because they like it's prepared for everything. So they're like like here like on the wall of where the wall lockers are, on the wall kind of that's angled to the right of that as you face it. There's like a whole just kind of a plethora of hanging ropes and ratchet straps and stuff like that you can use to fix something. And so you just go ahead and kind of guide the automaton over, and it just kind of stands there. And as you kind of just start ratcheting and just start tying it up and doing everything. What are you doing, Brother Valdis, in terms of equipment? Because you have the backpack.
I'm just gonna leave it loaded up, and I'm just gonna put it back like on the hanger.
Okay, I will say in the backpack you do have all the money that you retrieved. You do have the vials that you were sent to retrieve as well.
I think Tabix had the money.
No, you guys scooped into your bag. You
bag
Brother Valdis and Tabix, you guys were like scooping that shit into the bag together.
Oh, I thought we put it into. I thought Tabix was putting it into his bag.
No, because then you would not have been able to get nearly as much because it would be a lot more
That
weight.
thing is full of money. That thing weighs 2,000 pounds.
No. It's you didn't fill it. You didn't fill it up, but there is a weight capacity. But the thing is that the weight capacity it doesn't translate, so it's only like a normal heft to a backpack. That's why you put it in the actual magical pack, not some random dude who has to lug coins around.
I'll put it in its designated spot and then secure it.
All right.
Let's just take off and get out of here.
I prepare for takeoff.
Are you going to be contacting the bunker, Tiberius?
Yeah.
Okay, so you go ahead and start your communication piece. As Tabix, you kind of make your way across the drop pod to your instrument panel. You can still see, as you guys had, it was dimly lit in here, but as you guys stepped in, some of the interior arcane kind of pieces start to come to life. The lights kind of flicker on as you make your way over to the instrument panel. You can click a couple startup buttons. You can see that there are still a handful of the kind of staticky kind of monitors of the exterior scrying kind of pieces that you annihilated on entry. There's still a couple different kind of red indicators saying that there is some integrity that has been damaged. But overall, you in terms of getting you home, you should be able to do that without issue. So you go and start that part. Go ahead.
Captain, have you told Hire that we're coming in? I think they need to prepare
Waiting
for that.
for the DM to get to my part where I do that.
All right,
I'm gonna cast Lesser Restoration on anyone that's poisoned still.
yourself.
I think it's just myself.
Dahlin, I'm pretty sure chugged the potion.
I downed a.
You took a potion, I'm pretty sure, which I think you saw. So you would just know that Lesser Restoration would be only required for yourself.
Nice. I should have used that a while ago. I thought we'd get in a few fights there at the end.
This man's been
a few extra spells.
This man's been intentionally feeling like shit this whole time, and he's like, "All right, finally, it's my turn." And you, dude, compared to what you've been kind of suffering through, you feel great. Yeah, like it's over like the course of a couple 20, 30 seconds, you just feel like the poison just being expunged from your body, and you can just feel it. Just you like the cold kind of the heat of the temperature, the sweats, and kind of just the coughing just slowly dissipates, and you can just feel yourself being rejuvenated. Your body's still having taken a toll of having that for hours in your system, but thankfully you no longer are suffering as much as you did before. At which point, as you finish casting that spell, Tiberius, your intercom, you can hear the kind of chime of connection as you go ahead and you can send your message out.
We are extracting back to base at this moment. Our drop pod's coming up.
Good copy, Captain Tiberius. We are expecting you. We will go ahead and get everything prepped on our end, and we will see you all shortly.
Yep. Goodbye.
Oh, actually, one more thing. Do you have the artifact that was designated for retrieval?
We do. And the server door with it.
Excellent. I'll go ahead and get those proper teams rallied and available upon your reentry.
Roger Dodger.
Out. As you just hear it cut out. Type B, Tabix. All right, my boy. You're new with all this.
Let's go, man.
So,
you got it.
Hey, you're gonna go ahead and hit the instrument panel. You gotta use the knowledge, bro. So you're gonna use your vehicle proficiency here. Vehicle skill check. You're gonna go ahead and add your proficiency plus your intelligence mod to a d20 roll with advantage because you're obviously versed in this shit. But things can always go wrong.
Hey, he's got experience now.
You say intelligence and proficiency?
Intelligence and proficiency. Yep.
Is there any way to help him?
I
I
would
cast
say
guidance on myself.
Okay.
Not that I need it. 24.
24? Yeah, easily enough. You kind of take a deep breath, feeling the poison exit your system. You're like, all right, let's do it. And you just start messing with knobs and start messing with knobs and start doing your things, levers. You start to, and you can start. You all can hear the drop pod come to life. You can kind of hear different hums and hymns and different things kind of coming together as a collective at different kind of frequencies and pitches, but they're all kind of starting to resound together as you go ahead and over the next couple minutes, you just go and get everything settled in, ready to go. All you have to do is now grab one final lever. As you kind of make sure you look over, you can see make sure everyone's seated properly. I would assume everyone at this time has done so.
Yes.
I assume so too. I pulled the lever.
Okay. All right. Everyone make a seatbelt check. No, I was kidding. Okay.
Nat 20.
All right. So as you go and pull the lever, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and make me a percentile dice roll, please.
Brother.
Yo.
Perils
of the Warp.
Where's my? Give me
Perils
1 minute.
Perils of the Warp. This man said Perils of the Warp. Boy, what the hell? What? Oh,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
what do you? What?
I lost. Oh wait, there it is.
Your
I'm blind.
your double
Yeah.
your double numbers and then your your D10.
And for some reason, I thought I didn't have my D100 here.
Oh, okay. No worries.
And then a D10. Okay.
What did you roll, my boy?
43.
43. Excellent. Okay. So as you go ahead and crank that lever down, all of a sudden the little kind of portholes that are on some of the various that are on. Actually, I'm pretty sure there's just one. No, there's two. There's one on the back behind you guys. There's one. I don't know. There's different windows. It's fine. But as you kind of there's a couple different kind of kind of portholes that you can see out of. There's just kind of some narrow slits, but as you guys kind of as the humming kind of starts to get to an all-time high, all of a sudden there's a flash of light in all of your guys' eyes, and then as all the lights in the interior of the drop pod kind of go dark for a second, as you're kind of, and then as you guys are then shook in in each of your chairs, as all of a sudden you feel the impact as you guys are shifted across the planes, and then immediately as you hit down, you guys can hear silence as you guys were ported through, and then immediately as you shift and you can hear the impact, you can just immediately the outside noise of the space around you can hear just the loud kind of mechanical whirling of machinery and different kind of tools. You can hear just crowds of different people, kind of a low hum to the exterior as you can hear people talking and kind of muffled voices as you guys have now returned back to the Inquisition Bunker. Safer and sounder than it could have went down
than ever before.
Are you guys want to take a break, or you guys want to just keep trudging along?
I don't care.
I think.
I need some donuts, bro.
Do you have donuts readily available for you?
Will taking a break or not taking a break reasonably change how long the session's going to be?
I'm just giving you guys an opportunity to use the bathroom or grab something. I don't know.
Bro,
I don't need a piss. So
I'm using the
I'm
bathroom
good.
right now.
All right, I'm just asking you a question. You guys don't have to it's not weird. Not like
yeah.
Let's take a break. No, it's like, do you guys need to use the bathroom or not? Let's keep going.
At a point of where we could take a 30-minute break.
We can take a 30
after
minute.
the session.
We can take a 30-minute break in between the
Yeah, maybe in between arcs or
in between the finality or the finality of this episode and the arc wrap up will take a little bit, and then we'll go live again and
What are
whatnot.
we doing?
We're gonna take a break in between.
Is man asleep on the table?
Yes, let's do it, gamer.
Go. We got the gamer rule.
Yeah.
So
once we,
So as you all kind of as you can hear the noising, as you just kind of you can hear the exterior of the loud kind of machinery and the muffling of the noise from the kind of thick walls of the drop pod. This man immediately when you take a break, man immediately leaves. All right, Tiberius, you still with us? Oh, he's muted. Don, what are you thinking? What are you thinking now as you made the shift
I'm thinking, thank fucking God, nothing bad happened to none of this.
Hell yeah. So as
Tabix is good. Tabix is safe. We're good.
yeah, that is true. As you all start to unbuckle yourselves and get your things start to kind of stand up as you've been seated for a handful of minutes, you do hear the door, the latch to the drop pod go. You can like on their own, you can hear the kind of the latches of the kind of locking mechanisms start to undo as the latch then eventually kind of as it starts to rise up, and immediately the interior space here is now just bombarded with noise and kind of just like the kind of smells of kind of a workshop as you guys are all, and just kind of the various kind of you know, kind of the normal smells of the Inquisition bunker. A little bit musty, a little bit muggy. But as all these senses kind of hit, or all these noises kind of hit your senses, you kind of are standing there, and as the last kind of finalizes and kind of goes to the top and kind of sits and sets, you can then see stepping into the drop pod. You can see the an individual, a human male in a very nice, well-kept uniform. You can see that it looks to be a little bit just with some of the different insignias and stuff. He is an individual of rank, not a master of sort, but just an individual kind of higher up in the echelon. As he go ahead and he kind of steps out, he's like, "All right, welcome back, Strike Team Stray. I've heard that your operation was a success, and I'm hoping that you can confirm these things."
Yup, this artifact.
Yeah, I'll go work on getting it out of wherever we've stowed it.
Excellent. Captain Tiberius, how was your team? How was the operation as a whole?
They were excellent sharp shooters, bro.
Fantastic. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to see that you are all in one piece. That is always obviously an amazing sign. And
There was a string that we did not tie up, though. There is a loose string.
well, anything that needs to be addressed, you can definitely go ahead and relay to the debriefing team, and they will go ahead and get anything kind of sorted out, or any further operations that need to be, held to remedy anything that we certainly have done. Absolutely no worries. But once again, welcome back to the Inquisition. As he kind of starts to step out and starts to gesture, you know the drill. Artifact and any other strange things that you might have picked up along the way goes to the research team, at which point he kind of gestures. You can see that kind of like probably 20, 30 feet actually directly outside the drop pod. You can see a group of 3 individuals kind of standing there, kind of in like kind of standing in some like kind of lab coat kind of like attire with different pieces of like kind of just like one of them has like kind of large spectacles and kind of just, you know, one slick back hair, and just kind of some nerd looking folk as they're standing there next to what looks to be like kind of like a rolly kind of cart. Goes to the research team, weapons and gear, of course, drop it off at the lockers, and then go ahead and make your way over. And he kind of does like a gesture and kind of points kind of past the drop pod and over, you know, you guys would know, kind of through the arch and kind of pointing towards the infirmary. And then to the infirmary to ensure that you guys are all good and healthy and that you didn't bring anything back to infect us all. So, once again, welcome back. And is there anything that you need from me on the immediate? He kind of looks kind of from Tiberius to everybody. Oh, and he kind of looks over to the LZR kind of automaton. Very nice indeed. Well, looks like the pace time is going to only increase from the threshold that was obviously previously described. Good work, Strike Team Stray. Good to have you back. As he goes and he makes his way, and he kind of he walked in kind of having his hands behind his back, and then kind of had him in kind of this kind of fashion as he was discussing. He goes and turns, and you kind of hear the heel of his boots kind of clompering off as he puts his hands behind his back and steps out of the pod. As you guys are kind of standing there, dolling you and fastening the relic or the artifact itself. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Well, first protocol would probably be to secure weapons, right?
Yeah, your first thing is you offload anything of value in terms of like to the research teams, and then you would then go to the lockers, and then you go to the infirmary.
That Terminator, that'd be save. That'd be an armor save.
Oh, well.
All right.
I'm not familiar with the procedure, so I'll follow Dolan, whatever he does.
Okay, you see he's over there. He kind of unfastens one of the lockers that was locked, and he goes and you can see he starts to kind of shift out the massive pyramid kind of artifact as he goes and slides it and goes in and kind of gets it into a baby kind of carry of the position. Dolan, you would know, as you can kind of see Tabix kind of following suit, you would know that you would need to definitely get those samples out and pass them over to the research team.
Yeah.
So, as you kind of gesture, Tabix, T kind of gestures to you to retrieve the samples. As you go ahead and you kind of dig into the large pack and withdraw the samples themselves. Anyone doing anything with the coin that is in the bag? The bags themselves are not the bags are not your possession. Those big bags are for operations. You leave them in the drop pod. So anything of value that you kept or want to try to hang on to, you need to extract from the bag itself.
Or would we turn it in and they give it back to us, or just keep it?
You don't what the gold?
Just anything, yeah.
Generally, you guys would know that generally the Inquisition is only really worried about artifacts and things of like actual like research and that kind of results.
But they don't have to like sterilize it. Bro, what if we just have one of the grubs in the bag?
Yeah, no, I'm not. No, what I'm telling you is that like if you were to get you get to keep things like that. Like obviously there's protocols and stuff to ensure that things that things brought back are not contaminated or have any sort of anything with them.
Yeah,
But I'm saying that what I'm basically saying is you would bring the bag to the lockers and you need to get anything that you want of value out at the lockers, and then you would either see it again or the Inquisition would take it.
Okay, then I bring it to the locker. I put the cash in Tabix's locker.
Okay, well, we'll get there. As you go ahead and grab the bag, as Brother Voldus, you grab the bag out of the locker. Tabix, you go ahead and as you're smashing a fat burrito out of your own pack, you go ahead and you take the vials out, and then Brother Voldus, you kind of just sling it over your shoulder. Tiberius, what are you doing as your team is kind of getting everything in order here?
If they didn't do everything, I'm going to the lockers.
They have not started to dismount the LZR automaton.
Oh, I take him with me because he follows me.
Okay.
Little gremlin.
All right. So as you go ahead and start unratcheting and unstrapping the automaton, as you go ahead and get it loose, it starts to kind of just follow you as you make your exit. As you can see like the research individuals, the 3 individuals who at this point, as you kind of make your way out, you can see that the 3 individuals that are kind of in these lab coats and look more like kind of research attire. You can see there's two humans and a half orc, all kind of male. As you kind of walking out and the automaton's following you, they kind of look at you expectantly, and then realizing you don't have anything, kind of just their eyes kind of come off you and just wait expectantly for the next individuals to kind of to the rest of your team to come out as you start to head over to
the freak.
You call what?
I call the half orc a freak.
Bro. Now we're racist?
All right, yeah.
I'm kidding.
No, hey, that's your last straw. Next thing you say, it better be real because it's happening, and you're gonna face the repercussions.
Taken literally.
I'm gonna take the servitor to the workshop.
Yeah. So so you know that anything that you need to kind of have repaired or sent to various places, you can just bring to the locker. So as you walk them across to the locker, as you make your way, kind of walking away from the research team, the rest of you, at this point, grabbing the artifact. Dolan, you be out next, and Tabix, you guys both have your kind of you have the big large pyramidal artifact, and then with the vials, you guys make your way over to the research team. The half orc kind of gestures over to the cart itself. Dolan, as you kind of like hobbling or kind of wobbling over a little bit. It's a little uncomfortable of a thing as you go and set it down in there. You hear and you, Tabix, kind of saying the vials as well. You hear, "Thank you for your contribution to the research of the Inquisition." As you see the one of the middle human that has kind of this slick, kind of greasy, slick back hair, grabs the cart and they kind of starts wheeling it. You can hear like the squeaky wheels as it starts to kind of shift and make its way out of the deployment zone. Brother Voldus, you now kind of have the back. You're kind of behind this group, not offering anything up to them. The cart wielding off. You guys now are all looking. Tiberius still slightly ahead with the automaton. You see as you're walking over to the lockers, you can see a group of individuals, probably about 7 or so, as they're all kind of standing in a semicircle. You can see that based on their attire, they're all kind of, they have like aprons on. They have different kind of various, tools slung at their hips. And kind of the insignias of the Inquisition armory and kind of engineers of this area. You can see them all talking. At which point, Tiberius, as you're making your way over, you can see the kind of larger orc that you've come to know as Doc, as he kind of starts smacking a couple of them and starts to make his way over towards you, Tiberius, kind of bridging the gap. You hear him call out, "Oh, Captain, it's good to see you and your team has made it back in one piece. The lads and I, we're here to help you take off your armaments and get things over to the arcade armory so that we can fix the things that you might have broken."
Sure, man.
And he starts to point at a couple of individuals. "You two help the captain. And then as he starts to kind of delegate, you can see as you guys are walking up, you can see a couple, like the group of individuals now split into different teams. Tiberius, as you now make your way over to one of the empty, or to one of your designated lockers, it's kind of a walk-in kind of bit. You have a couple individuals, and I will say, you guys been going. It's been clocked now at this point. about roughly 11 hours you've been going. And so, and you guys are obviously heavily conditioned to go for these durations of time. You guys are obviously very physically fit, but it's usually, I'd say, over time, the struggles kind of the bodily kind of wear and tear and stuff kind of go to the back of your minds. But I would say consistently, once you guys get back and kind of the adrenaline, the anxiousness kind of starts to ease, you're now back to the bunker safe. It's usually at the lockers when it kind of all sets in, your bodies just get hit with that fatigue of just like, holy shit, yeah. And it's definitely with the kind of, as you guys get dismounted from your various pieces of gear, that like as the armor comes off, you just feel the freeing nature of it all. As you guys kind of all make your way over here into your individual lockers. You have different individuals. And I mean, you guys can shoo them off if you would like, but they're all there just trying to help you guys get out of your equipment. It makes it much easier. You guys, I mean, depending on how intensive or how extensive or how little you want them to actually help, it's just nice to have them kind of there and they're present to assist you. As Tiberius, you unsling your blast gun, they kind of take it from you, they unload it. You're out of the various pouches, they take your surge crystals and you just start to get your armor kind of doffed, your bags, drop to the side. Dallin, as you make your way over, you hand, they're outstretching their arms for like, hey, sword, hey, shield, as you kind of all, as you kind of making your way into your locker as well. Tabix, you're kind of a little bit unfamiliar with this as they kind of come over, and one of them, you can see it's kind of a human female, kind of dirty blonde hair, kind of in a ponytail, kind of comes over to you, and she's like, "Hey, you're new, right? This is your first mission out."
Indeed. Yeah.
How'd it go? As you make your way into the lockers, she's now kind of talking to you.
Was
Pretty
HR
good.
pulling up?
Pretty much saved the day out there. It was crazy.
Oh.
What's your name?
I
Nice.
just decked this freak.
Oh, and how'd you manage to do that? That sounds pretty cool. So,
Yeah, just killed some things, prepared some stuff.
hey,
did my job, did it well.
as you're walking, you're saying this and entering your locker, you're like, fucking, they always break the drop pods. Why can't they shut your mouth, lad? Just get to work. Fuck it. And as you just hear some people yelling kind of on the far end of the pod, as over the whirling, you can hear some disgruntled engineers of the drop pods. As you're kind of saying this, you kind of pick it up. She doesn't seem to notice, but
I chuckle internally.
and so as you make your way, you kind of just recount some of these things, kind of, I'd say make a persuasion check or a performance check, depending. I'd say with advantage just because of the station you have here. Strike teams are kind of well revered in terms of roll a Riz check, essentially, is what's happening.
Riz them, bro. Riz them up.
If you think about it, Corey's the only one that murdered innocent civilians on this mission because his guardian killed those two Kenku free.
24.
24, dude, she's eating that shit up, bro.
No.
She's you risen,
Oh,
you
yeah.
telling it, it's just sliding off the tongue. You're just making some shit up. You're just saying, I mean, it's all half truths or full truths. You're just kind of,
Yeah.
making it a little bit
Just a
more.
little bit of a stretch.
Yeah,
50%.
just a little bit of a stretch, absolutely. As you start to get your armor kind of taken off, I would say for you, it wasn't really highlighted throughout, but I would say you of all the team members definitely felt, just the wear of your body, because this is, you've been, there's a lot of physical conditioning, there's a lot of different things that go into your training, but just to actually go out there and be running for that long, I would say, you noticed it occasionally, but now it's finally just that relief as your armor comes off and you can just kind of, as it all just kind of gets doffed from your body, you're kind of like, holy shit, like you just feel like 40-50 pounds lighter. I will say, as they kind of take the helmet and they take like the Neuralink, and they're familiar, and so they like kind of get things, carefully detached. I would say they would get the armor, but you have to take off the helmet immediately. As you take off the helmet, you can feel kind of a spike to your brain, not incredibly painful, but you can feel something hit, as you can feel your vitality and your attributes kind of be your physical attributes kind of get shifted around from the armor, as it kind of had shifted some of your strength to your intelligence. You can feel that kind of reverse now. As you kind of feel it, your brain is kind of a pounding headache for a second, as it kind of slowly kind of recesses and kind of recedes. You eventually kind of, it gets under control. It's still like thumping, but it's not as bad as it was. Brother Valdis, as you make your way into your locker, you do you have certain individuals helping you out. You actually have the group was split, but you actually have the majority of them. As you kind of, as you were counting, it was like 7 to 9 individuals. Everyone else got 2 force. Yeah, and you got 3, as you had, you have, much more to tend to in terms of kind of the scaling of your armor. You obviously, Dalin, you're also large in your Goliath form, but Baldus has, different needs.
Brother Valdus has the Sororitas with him.
Yeah.
Hell
So
yeah.
So you
Well,
go ahead and
so
you go ahead and walk in and you just kind of stand there as as you kind of hand. Actually, what is your ritual? I'd say
Standing there.
you just stand there, kind of handing over your hammer, kind of raising up your gauntlets, so then to kind of extract the.
I mean, generally, like all, because they're gonna put it back in the locker.
So what they do is they house it in the lockers and then they'll retrieve it. So basically they get it off of you, they let you go, and then they have they'll wheel carts over and then they'll move it to the armory or wherever it needs to go.
So I'll store I'll store the power hammer in the locker, but then I'll basically just stand there as they pull off a few of the armor panels and all that.
Yeah, because you get reinforced plates and stuff as you go ahead and as you live your life out in the fray. But as you come back, they'll just kind of you're just a little more extensive. They actually unscrew certain segments that have been attached to your ironclad exterior. As your process takes a little bit longer. However, at this point, you do see as you kind of look over to the entrance of the locker, and you do see the familiar female elf, kind of with the long, kind of blonde hair, kind of coming down, kind of portion of it falling to her back, kind of the other kind of to the left and right of her shoulders, kind of around her neck. You can see the elf Shivaris, who usually helps you with your pain dampeners. And at which point she kind of is leaning up against the locker. As you look over, she kind of waves some of the serums that she has, kind of just waiting for an open moment or for you to kind of gesture over for her to enter.
It smiles slightly, but no one sees it.
Okay.
The only time I've smiled in the whole mission.
Yes, sir. As you kind of, after a couple moments and there's an opportunity, you kind of wave her in as she comes over and she goes, "Oh, Brother Valdus, it's good to see that you have returned once again. I mean, relatively unscathed. I have, obviously," she kind of holds now, kind of showing you again. "I have, something I'm sure you're happy to see."
Of course.
Do you mind? As she kind of,
Go ahead.
and she kind of goes and starts to kind of undo the kind of the housing of where the serums are actually kind of inserted and kind of, or then the liquid kind of flows and kind of enters into your bloodstream. She kind of starts to mess with it. You can hear her just say, "I honestly don't know how you do it. How you just how you don't go out there with serums for such a long period of time."
A big deal.
I'm sure in a way it probably helps in hard situations. You can hear one kind of click into place sure it helps, but I mean, I could never do that. But then again, I guess you can kind of feel you're looking forward, but you can kind of feel like a moment of hesitation. You can almost interpret that she's probably either looking you up and down or just pausing and kind of trying to get into your understanding of your situation, and just kind of sighs and goes ahead and inserts the other serum. As she goes ahead and kind of does a couple other things, you can feel all of a sudden kind of activate. Your kind of back lurches as you can feel the serum start to activate, and immediately the kind of burning red hot of the damage that is done to your nervous system and to your body, it starts to subside slowly with a cool kind of sensation as it runs throughout your body. As she finishes the paneling and goes, "Well, alrighty, you're all set to go, and I'm sure I'll see you over at the infirmary here briefly."
Thank you, Shivaris.
She just smiles and just makes her way out.
Much better.
Oh, and you say that.
I'll kind of stand up a little bit straighter.
Yeah.
And shift a little bit.
She kind of waits as you say that, and kind of just, "All good?"
I believe so.
All right. See you in a bit. As she goes ahead and just makes her way kind of briskly. She's holding the empty canisters that you had previously in there. She just makes her way out. So, after some time, Tiberius, I'll give you a moment. You want to talk shit to any of the people helping you out?
What?
as you're kind of
What's happening?
as you're unslinging as part of your blast gun, you're handing it off to one of the individuals, one of the kind of dwarvish females. Oh my god! As one of the dwarvish females, as you hand the blast gun over to her, as you're kind of getting yourself situated, all the armor kind of coming off you. Is there anything you'd like to say or do? They don't interact with you in any way.
Not really.
Okay, Dalin.
Mm-hmm.
As you kind of are standing there, you can see one of the kind of the more what was his name? Let me go ahead and look real quick. You can see you see within your locker Where is his name? You see Corvin, which is the male gnome that you had kind of interacted with previously when you're getting Tabix all settled in with his new gear. Well, looks like you made it out again there, laddie. It's always a pleasure to see you guys. You know, all the strike teams coming back in one piece. As you can see, he's kind of like using like both his hands. You can kind of hear the scraping of your shield as he's kind of like moving it. It's not scraping per se, but he's using his feet to kind of shift it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and thank you for getting Tabix set up. Definitely, all of his gears seem to be working well. So good to see the back end working well.
Oh yes, absolutely. It's only as long as you guys give us plenty of time to get prepared, then it's easy enough for us to get you all settled and able to operate with ease. I would hope, at least. How is the equipment treating you?
The equipment works flawlessly. I had zero
Bro,
issues.
your mic just blew up.
Your mic just switched over.
Oh, you got it. Unplug, replug. Oh,
This man's.
He says over the radio.
Man's luck comes in.
We're flawlessly. Oh, it was still bad. Try again. Oh.
There it is. Okay.
Nice. Okay.
We're back.
Yeah. You,
Yep.
Go ahead.
Cool.
Go ahead and say what you said again.
I forgot what to say.
Or I think it worked flawlessly or something like that.
Oh yes, the gear was working flawlessly. I had no issues.
Well, I'm hoping that it was working flawlessly up until the very end. It gives us less of a heartache when it comes to repairing your guys' shit.
Absolutely, and then I can always trust the gear. And what was it? Brother Valdez had something break on him, right?
Yeah, he had a light just go get completely
Yeah.
annihilated.
Yeah, Brother Valdez, he busted something on his suit. So you guys will have a little bit of work, but not too much.
Oh, it never can be just, purely simple. Well, alrighty
I
then.
don't think you understand what we go through out there.
No, absolutely. I don't think I'd ever want them to actually, experience the horrors that you all see out there. So honestly, I'll just take the damaged equipment that you bring back to us and get it all settled up again.
appreciate it.
Your mic went bad again.
Your mic did.
I would say with that, the last couple pieces come off, and you guys are all kind of collectively. I'd say Brother Valdez is the last one to come out. But Tiberius, you would know to head straight to the infirmary as you all go ahead and
Yes,
as
I'm waiting.
As you all, yeah, are you waiting for the rest of your team?
I'm just trying to get done with. I want to just clock off, man. I'm just trying to get over with this stuff.
So you're not waiting for your team, okay?
Nope.
All right, so you go ahead and I would say, Dolan, you go ahead and see Tiberius as he's already started to walk across the deployment zone to the massive kind of archway that leads farther into the bunker, into the familiar kind of pathway, which you're of where the infirmary would lie. I'll wait for you to figure out your stuff real quick.
Yeah.
You're good.
Fuck.
All right, let me go over here. Let me switch up the music while I have a second.
Are we?
Yeah, you're good, man. All right.
Okay.
You see Tiberius has already gone halfway to the arch, and he's now doffed all of his equipment. You can see he's just beelining it straight to the infirmary.
Do we usually have like AARs?
Yeah, you would. And I actually Redcon real quick. I did actually just remember that the individual that met you at the drop pod, he did say that a debriefing time will be designated to Tiberius, to the captain.
DM moments
via earpiece. So he did mention that to Tiberius, which that's pretty familiar. You guys get like settled, and then they'll kind of push out a time and kind of work with you guys, so you guys have at least a little bit of a lax between things, but they don't want to go too long. They want things to kind of be pretty. Is it consequential? Consequential, right, in order.
Sequential?
Sequential, yeah. As is, they want everything to get kind of wrapped up in a bow, so you guys can be left alone. So, but you see Tiberius hauling ass. Not really. He's just like kind of just walking normally away. But you obviously know this is Tabix's first time, so you're kind of waiting for him. I would assume kind of at the end of your locker.
Yeah.
Which it takes him a little bit longer considering he has all of his engineering equipment. But after a little bit of time, a couple extra minutes, Tabix, you do make your way out the locker with leaving the leaving your assistants kind of to just keep placing things around. At which point you step out and you see Dolan kind of just leaning up against that entrance of his locker.
Yeah, and all,
You're muted.
I'll
You're
see-
muted. You're muted.
Oh wait, Tavix is.
Yeah.
All
right, go
Can I
ahead.
make my way over to my locker?
No, he's at. So you guys have a row of lockers. So he's just resting up against his. You kind of come out of yours. You see him.
Hi, Dolan.
How do you think it went, Tavix?
I think
You're alive, so I think I did my job.
we made it back alive. We got the artifact. We left Subetha. I think it went perfect. And I fixed the robot.
One thing
It
I'd
couldn't have gone
recommend. That was very key of you. That was. I applaud your capabilities.
Thank you.
Hey,
I did my job.
How many cool points would you give him for fixing the automaton?
Oh shit.
At least one for every number that he rolled.
Oh, that's a lot of cool
Damn.
points.
This guy's got hella cool
Davix
points.
is winning in cool points.
That's at least.
Hell yeah.
Least.
Um,
Davix is high off cool points.
I would say double. I would say double for a nat 20.
Davix is
thing-
double high off cool points.
Man, Stone would have his gourd.
One thing I'd recommend, Tavix, is don't think too much about what we find out there. That's for higher minds than our own. It'll only do you grief.
It is saddening to see the outcome of the folk, especially those bird-looking creatures. I wish I did not have to squish one skull. I will remember that.
Makes you a man.
Hey, by the way,
Boy.
that's news to you. You didn't obviously hear that. So when you say, so you
Yeah,
knew
and
you knew
I'm
Tiberius
not-
did that, and you heard like noise upstairs, and then Tavix tells you that, and you're like,
And I'm not thinking about it. 'Cause I don't think about
I'm going to
it.
take my own advice.
he said, I ain't worried about that shit.
He said there's 0.
That's so
Look, they were
As you
dead.
said,
You're-
though.
I make my recommendations and I follow.
That's funny.
I follow what I feel.
Oh,
Are you
it's,
in the briefing room?
no, bro. No, you're going to the infirmary, Tiberius.
Bro, I'm trying to get this brief over with and go to bed.
I know you are, and you'll get there when you get there. So,
I'm not sick. I tell the nurse I'm okay.
hey, Brother Valdis, I would say is Dolan and Tavix. Are you guys waiting for Brother Valdis to make your way over?
Yeah, I believe we should all go to the infirmary, get that checked, especially with breathing in whatever that is. They don't even know what is there, so they better fucking learn quick.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
All right.
Yeah.
So as you guys go ahead and make, as you guys are kind of chatting, Valdis, you go ahead and make your way out of the locker.
So I'll walk over to them and I'll say, "You did well, Engineer Tavix."
Thank you. I appreciate that. I will do well next time.
I'll
And
nod.
the
That's
next
for damn
time.
sure.
I'll
And the
nod,
next time.
nod slightly.
And the next time.
And I'll leave.
And the next time.
Smoother entry this time.
No promises, but I will work on it.
Nice. As you guys all make your way, kind of trying to, not catching up to, but following suit of Captain Tiberius, you guys all make your way to the infirmary. As you guys make your way into the actually, let me go ahead and pull up the, let me go ahead and, let me actually do a couple adjustments here. As you guys are now making your way across, let me go ahead and do that. We are now back into the bunker proper. And then let me go ahead and turn on visuals and graphics. That way I can go ahead and pull the bunker. If you guys need any familiarization with the actual outline or layout of it, I do have it. Yeah. So as you guys are making your way through the massive kind of archway of the deployment zone, you guys are kind of trying to catch up to Captain Tiberius. As you enter in first, Tiberius. Why did I do that? Do that. I guess I'll just have to do that. Okay. As you guys, as you make your way into the infirmary, you are immediately gestured by a couple of the staff there. Some, and the majority of the makeup of the infirmary is either humans to half elves or full elves. As one of the elves kind of starts to gesture towards you and goes, "If you just made it back from your mission, go ahead and make your way back into the kind of isolation area. We'll get everything figured out for all of you and your team, and then we can go ahead and get you discharged as quickly as possible." Thank you.
How long is this gonna take?
As long as you didn't bring anything back, it shouldn't take very long.
What does that even mean?
Just go back. As they gesture. and they gesture and they're like waiting for you to go. They're not just gonna let you just do it.
I do my little glare and I go sit down.
Yeah, so you would know that you can see in the map, you can know that there's like in the infirmary, there's like a double doors that lead to like a back kind of portion where they can kind of keep returning teams and things, and like anything like that in the kind of the back segment away from kind of the normal population and kind of where they all work. They have like a separate section where they do a lot of their kind of returns from. And as you make your way back there, you make your way to one of the beds pretty quickly. A couple minutes, a minute or two goes by, and then you see the rest of your strike team as you guys are now collectively in the infirmary, kind of in a row on individual beds. As you guys are waiting for medical staff, if you guys would like to discuss anything, talk to one another.
I scream, hurry up.
Okay.
Yes, Captain.
I scream, please take your time.
Okay.
I cast Mass Cure Wounds.
Oh, he just said, I'm burning slots. I didn't get a burn. You
We're
can't.
about a long rest. I cast Shatter 3 times in a row.
I cast Enlarge on Tavix. Actually, no, I cast Reduce.
After a
That's
short
all
period of
has to
time,
be
a group of medical individuals, 4 individuals come into the rooms, one for each of you, as you all are over. You guys get some vitals checked. You guys get a couple of different things done. Just a regular procedures for re-entry into the bunker. See, I mean, you guys get some of your injuries. You guys get your guys' injuries tended to, and they do. And seeing as you guys had all cured yourself of the poison in some capacity, that obviously helps the process of you guys not having to linger and them having to do it. So after I'd say about half an hour to an hour, you guys are kind of finally all wrapped up and ready to go as you are all making your way out of the infirmary.
Wait a minute.
What's up?
I cast.
Towards the end of my evaluation.
Wait, hold on, Todd. Have Dad bring me a couple of those.
How about you come get them?
Can you also have him bring me a couple?
Yeah, bring me some too, my boy.
They'll be in the mail. They'll be a little.
What
gross.
is that? Is that bacon?
That's a thick ass piece of. That's a thick ass slab, my slab.
He says pork belly.
Hell yeah.
That makes more sense. It's
Something like
thick.
that.
Like
That's it.
three
I
C's.
cast Suggestion on Tavix. Nice.
So,
Cast what?
what I do?
Indigestion?
In the infirmary, I will wait for. So you said they basically finished up and the team was.
They're kind of collectively gathering some of the instruments and the equipment and whatnot from the kind of sides of the beds where they had like some of these different kind of trays, and after doing their kind of evaluation, you guys not having really any issues to express unless you do, then they're about to finish out the paperwork and get you guys out of there.
So I'll hang behind.
Okay.
I will say to the medical. So I just have like one of the underlings evaluating me, right?
Yeah, you just have some of the lower kind of echelon of the staff. Yeah, I will say that as the rest of the group, as the rest of your team, as the rest of the team kind of get discharged, Tiberius first to just get up and leave. Brother Valdis and Tabix, or sorry, Dallin and Tabix, you guys see that Brother Valdis is kind of hanging back, not really moving. Do you guys linger, or do you guys want to just exit?
Are we supposed to be going anywhere?
I'm gonna follow the captain wherever the captain goes.
Okay.
That's a smart man right there.
They just hand you
Smart
discharge
man.
paperwork, but Valdis is kind of lingering behind.
I've been.
I get handed discharge paper.
Honorably
Like,
discharged.
long enough, freaks. I say that too. I say that.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. You say that, and they just kind of look.
12.
The individual kind of looks kind of a little bit like what? Like what the fuck did you just say? And then you make your way out.
I'm an angry old man.
Yeah, you're about to be a dead angry old man. They're gonna put you in the ground.
Reckless angry old man.
All right, Dolan, what do you want to do though? You lingering, or are you gonna head out with Tabix because Tabix follows Tiberius?
Yeah, I'll linger. I'll just wait till Brother Valdis starts doing something. I don't know.
So I'm gonna ask the underling.
Yep.
I'll say, who would the supervisor of the ward be?
You would know that the master of medicine would be that's like the head. Like they have like supervisors, but if you like you would know that like the top individual would be I literally write an aged human elf. What the hell does that even mean? No, you would know that it'd be like an older kind of elf individual by the name of Solor, the master of medicine. Solor, yeah, everything would go through him. He is kind of like the kind of the well, obviously the master of medicine. He's the guy. He's the infirmary head.
He is that guy, pal.
I'm the guy.
I'll be sitting there. I'll say, I request an audience with Master Solor.
The female half elf, kind of having like some of the braids kind of in her long kind of hair, kind of long kind of light hair, kind of soft features to her. She kind of goes, "Oh, yeah, absolutely. Let me go ahead and get him for you. Is something wrong?" Oh yeah, okay.
So-
Kind of okay. And she like nods and kind of just awkwardly kind of shuffles out and goes to fetch the master of medicine. Dolan, you see this interaction?
I'll be a little puzzled and then go head out.
Okay. You make your way out. Tiberius and Tabix and Dolan, as you guys all making your way out. Tiberius, what's the first thing you're doing, my boy? Besides sleeping in real life.
I'm gonna go sit there.
Sit where?
In the conference room.
The conference room? Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Tabix, are you following suit?
Yes,
Okay.
I go sit in the conference room.
Okay. So, Dolan, what are you doing?
That's where we're supposed to be. Actually, no. Well, actually, how long until we need to be there?
You haven't gotten word yet, but they're just heading there, I guess, in addition ahead of time. I mean, if you guys want to, if you guys collectively want to, like, they usually give you a gap of period of time because if you want to rest or whatever it is, recoup for a little bit.
Head to the mess hall.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'll just say you get a little bit of time. Obviously, it's just a matter of they can either reach out, like the captain can either reach out, or they can or they can reach out and you guys can kind of negotiate when you want that. So as the other two make their way kind of across the main floor and head towards the towards the opening that goes past, that runs alongside the Hall of Warriors into the briefing room, you make your way over to the mess hall. Bow show. I will say, as you guys are kind of, I would say as you make your way over there, you can immediately you're hit with the magnificent smell of just cooked, home cooked in a way meal as you make your way down the mess hall. There's obviously, I will say that the lineup as of right now, it's still being prepped. At which point there is an individual kind of standing there, a human male, kind of residing, kind of getting the assembly line kind of set up. You can see kind of has like a little bit of a goatee with like a thin mustache, kind of sitting there. You can see kind of like some kind of burn scarring across the face, and looks up at you like, "Oh, you must be Strike Team Stray. I'm assuming part of that group. Where we got word. We are currently in the middle of fixing you guys some food. Just give us another maybe 10-15 minutes. We'll have everything lined up for you."
Is there anything ready I could just grab?
Yeah, absolutely. There's let me go ahead. And he kind of goes and makes his way back, and you see he brings back a couple different like options of like breads and kind of fruits. Just kind of
I'll grab some bags of chips.
Some chippos. Okay, you have
No,
your
I'll
jalapeno
grab-
kettle chips.
Yeah, I'll grab like a slice or 3 of bread,
Yeah, sounds
like
good.
an apple, and then head over to the briefing room.
Okay. As you go ahead and make your way over there, Brother Valdis, it's probably about 5 or so minutes. You're kind of just sitting there, kind of in waiting, before eventually you see the same individual, the same half elf, kind of walking to like the threshold of the door, kind of push the door open, allowing for another individual kind of a step behind to make their way, kind of making their way into this interior space. At which point you can see a tall, kind of slender male elf. You can see that he has kind of this long blonde, but kind of twinged with gray in certain areas. Black, or not black hair, geez, blonde hair. You can see there's some gray within it. You can see some pointed ears, like they're just, you know, that they're obviously elves have pointed ears. These ones are pointy, like they are, boop, they are going for it. And as he walks in, you can see that he has kind of a medical kind of gown in some way. It's like it resembles a medical gown, but it is like of almost like an official status as well. You can see some different badges you can see across it. You can see a cord similar to the Master of Reconnaissance. However, this one is kind of a reddish cord as they make their way in, as he makes his way in. And he stands probably a good maybe 6.5 to 7 feet tall as he makes his way in and goes and kind of just as you're sitting there on the 1 second, I'm gonna go ahead and get the music to shift a little bit here.
Gamer.
So, as he comes in, and he sits down kind of on the bed across from you, kind of, you know, it's a couple feet bridging the space between you. He kind of just looks at you expectantly and goes, "So, Brother Voldus, what is it that you requested an audience for?"
I believe a special evaluation should be made for Captain Tiberius.
What?
Interesting.
Your turn, bro.
From my understanding, my subordinates, they had done an evaluation just recently, as you guys had returned. Obviously, nothing seemed to be off. What is it that you are specifically requesting now?
Not physical, a psych evaluation.
I see.
The events of Strike Team Dagger seem to have lingering effects.
I see.
How long has... So as of this point, how long has he been captain of Strike Team Stray?
So he's
It's only been like the first mission, right? Or
that was the first mission that you guys actually went in. Here, let me go ahead and go up real quick. So
For what, lollygagging?
this man said what? Okay, so strike team.
For saying me this.
Are you gonna fire him for being a little silly?
No, there's little silly, and then there's that motherfucker, bro. Okay, so you guys, so Tiberius and Valdis, you guys,
Boys can't have hobbies.
you guys have conducted 5 missions previously. 3 of those were security missions. 2 of those were reconnaissance. Yeah. So 3 of them were kind of just in tandem security missions. 2 of those were kind of individual reconnaissance, where just you and Dallin and Tiberius went out together. This is your first like kind of full-fledged operational mission where you guys are actually out there retrieving something together. So you've done after this one to be a collective of 6 missions, which I would say over the time span have probably been maybe, I would say, a month and a half to 2 months, maybe a little bit longer, you know, given in between. But he has not been a captain for very long.
Why are you bringing this up?
Obviously.
Bro.
Bro, no meta. No meta.
Yeah, shut up over there.
Hey,
Defin. Go ahead, Brother Valdis.
What did you say?
No, you said a psychological evaluation. He says, interesting. Yes, I guess that could be definitely arranged. What leads you to believe that he needs to undergo such a thing?
Say it, boy.
His action appeared to be unhinged.
He kind of slowly nods.
Various examples of disregard for his team.
You gonna say it?
So that's it.
You gonna give the
That's what I said, bro.
You see a deep breath kind of is exhaled. I see. Yes, that can absolutely be arranged. Is it to the point of which we should bring him back now? Or should we allow at least the debriefing to be commenced and then do it? Is he of a threat as of right now? Should he not be allowed to be wandering the halls?
I wouldn't regard him as a threat.
Okay.
This is more for the integrity of the operation.
Yes, that is, and I am pleased that you had the courage to actually speak up and address this issue. I'm sure that if left much longer, I'm sure that you'd be pushed past the point of actual, recovery or help. And I am just like to apologize for the fact that you had to obviously endure those things while in a tense situation, as your missions so often are. So
I hold Captain Tiberius in high regard. This is more for his good.
absolutely, Brother Valdis. Understood.
We may not have made... Those who made it out that day may not have. Was it not for him?
Yes, I've read the reports of the fall of Strike Team Dagger. It's truly horrific things. And I feel like that is actually a failure, as he kind of gestures to himself. That's a failure on our part here at the infirmary, and me as Master of Medicine, that we did not do an evaluation of the sorts earlier, and that we promoted him to captaincy with little regard for his own safety and those that he would be directing and leading. So, this is good to know. Is that all you'd like to bring up?
What was the region that we were in?
You were in the Festering Woods.
The previously unexplored region, the Festering Woods, has highly toxic... What would you call it?
Fog,
Spores.
density,
Density?
smog.
Density?
Smog.
No, not density. It was like a fog. It was like a pollution in the air.
Like air, like pollution. Further teams deployed in that area will require much more capacity for respiration.
Good to know. Excellent. Yes, I will definitely add that to the notes. In terms of what we can provide individuals in their bundles as we give it to them as they operate in that area. But also make sure that you bring that up as well into your debriefing, so that it is marked in multiple areas, so that it is not missed, or that it is at least emphasized. Is that all?
Yes.
Well, then I have something as well. For you, Brother Voldus. My intentions was to come to you once actually all the debriefings and everything was settled, but I figured that since you've already requested my company, then I would just go ahead and address it here. I have an offer for you. I have an opportunity. He kind of bites his lip a little bit uncomfortably and goes, "We've been working on something, specifically for you. We have been working tirelessly to get to a point where we believe that we have the capabilities to extract your previous body, or I guess your current damaged body, from your armor. And in doing so, we can give you augments that allow you to, hopefully, with some extensive surgeries and a prolonged period of healing, give you a normal life once again. I know that you have been suffering for many years under the amount of pain that you've gone through across the many missions and the endless good you have done for the Inquisition. It's because of this that we've been working so hard, and that we've been wanting to at least offer you this opportunity. I know that you're with this prolonged condition that things start to fail. You've anticipated the fact that your mind will probably go first before anything else. We're hoping that maybe if we can get you out of the situations that you find yourselves in Shadefall, and hopefully maybe repair you to the best of our abilities, that maybe you can at least not to lose anything further. We haven't done the entombing process in quite a while. You're one of the last individuals that we did. At least, I should specify, alive. There's a reason why we don't do it anymore, Brother Valdis. We've come to terms that it is, in some regard, inhumane to keep you fighting for so long, just for the needs of the Inquisition. Now, I would just specify that it is up to you entirely. If this is the life that you wish to live and you do not necessarily find yourself to be in a situation that you could adapt to normal life, or maybe adapted into an environment here that is not going and joining your fellow brethren and kin on the battlefield, then so be it. But I wanted to offer this extension to you, this offer, and at least give you time to think about it. There is obviously risk. There is risk involved, and I'm not necessarily confirming or giving you assurance that you would survive the operations, but there is at least a chance. And if you are suffering, just as you have mentioned that Captain Tiberius is suffering in some capacity, we just want to ensure that we could alleviate that in any way we can.
What is a normal life?
Honestly,
I no longer remember what that was.
Bro, I'm sitting in this conference room gonna blow my brains out.
I am.
My position.
Go
My
ahead.
position.
Fucking God.
My position is with the team. I did not make it this far to die on the operating table, but I will consider the offer.
Absolutely. And that is your choice to make. But just know that every day we will continue to perfect what we've already established and what we've already gone through to at least get to this point. And if there's ever a point that we are 100% for certain that we can get you in and out of these operations and into at least a life of somewhat pleasurable existence, in terms of as he gestures up and down your body, in terms of less overall pain on a daily basis and the need for medically enhanced drugs and serums and liquids that negate the effects of what you've done and how you've served. But it is your choice to make, and please think it over. And at any time, night or day, just let me know, and we can go ahead and get the operation started. He snaps his finger immediately. We can give you that much. You deserve that much. You all do.
Bro, you got shit we have to
I
do.
do not believe that is my fate, but I
Would-
appreciate the effort, Master Salor. I'll stand up.
He stands. He kind of puts an arm on your shoulder and just kind of looks at you in a very intent, just kind of like, doesn't say anything, but it's a very like intense, just kind of like kind of nod of understanding, appreciative, and just kind of reassurance. And he kind of just looks at you and says, kind of smirks, just know that of all the strike teams and of all the individuals that go out there to Shadefall and operate, you're one of the strongest. You have been for some time. That might just be my opinion, but for someone to endure as much as you have and continue to fight for our cause and for the betterment of, gestures up, civilization as a whole and our research department. He like takes his hand off your shoulder and goes for a handshake. Thank you, Brother Voldus.
I'll clasp his hand.
He shakes and goes, all right. He kind of slaps you on the back a little bit, not pushing you because you're a hulking figure, but he kind of in a gesture of kind of like, all right.
Crispy tap, if you will.
Would
I'll head to the debrief. I'll head to the debriefing room. Is that where we're going next?
That's where you can go. I mean, you don't know where your other compatriots went, but that's not a bad place to start.
I'd assume that's where we're going.
Okay, you make your way out of the infirmary. Tabix.
So I could
Would-
barely put that shit together. Imagine Captain Tiberius in the debriefing room with his mouth around a gun.
God. Hey, people deal with or people deal with stress and depression differently, I suppose.
Dude, yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
that-
walk-
bro, I'm okay.
You're like,
He
he
said,
has
"I'm
mental
okay."
health problems. He's in the conference room. Come the fuck up. Where's my team?
All right, go ahead, Tabix.
Would Brother Valdis be aware that there's a cleric that could reconnect his soul to his body in the case the surgery goes wrong?
Just
I mean,
die.
I guess
Just
Just if he was factoring that into
I mean,
his thoughts.
you're new to the
I don't know
team.
if he'd
You're
know
new to the
that.
team. I don't think you would
Yeah.
know.
mean,
And I haven't used it, so I don't
would've
think you would
still-
know, but
I would assume, like, with the amount of resources the Inquisition has. Like if they might have explored that. I don't know. Not a scientist.
I would say your knowledge of the Inquisition, so they obviously have access to a lot of technology, a lot of arcane means, and a lot of just medicine in general. However, there is certain things, like I will say, obviously D&D baseline, you know, in a lot of the spells, it just says bring them back. But I would say, in my homebrew kind of setting, I do like there to be a little bit of chance. Like there isn't just like, you can bring someone back. If they fully die, you can bring them back with relative ease. But as that process continues to happen, it's harder and harder to actually keep the soul connected to the body. And so, and I would say you and your clerical understandings, like you would understand that. Like you could have a conversation. Obviously, you weren't there to witness that, so you wouldn't really necessarily know what the extent. But you know, just as like kind of a you know meta context, it's like you know that it's not just as simple as just like defibbing someone back to life constantly. There's always factors that, like, and the soul can just say no. You know, sometimes like you can be like, yo, let's bring this guy back.
The spell says it has to be willing. The soul has to
exactly. Yeah, and that is articulated in some of the spells too. So yeah, and then that's also where time delay can kind of, you know, or like time delay on resuscitation and revival can be a big thing too, because the longer a soul is just wandering and before it's collected and passed on to its designated area within the, you know, the spiritual realm, then it just makes it more difficult to bring them back. But I would say in terms of you knowing that, I would say no. I feel like it was more of a little bit of like, you know, game knowledge, game meta of Todd being like, yo, I'm a Zell Barbarian, you can bring me back, easy peasy, and then, you know, that's more game stuff. Whereas your characters would not necessarily know the capacity of the inner workings of you guys' thing.
Fair.
So
You don't know what class I am.
yeah,
Bro,
type.
every 5 minutes we waste, I'm killing 5 Stormcloaks.
Well, hey, bro, could you let the story unravel, douche? Just chill. All right.
I'm the main character.
I,
I'm kidding.
Boy, if you knew how wrong you were. The man screams, I'm the main character off camera in the ether. All right. No, but I will say, Tiberius, if you want to, you can go ahead and as you enter into the briefing room with Tabix, you can reach out to operations through your earpiece and get a time for debriefing scheduled.
I say we're ready.
Okay, so you just go ahead and kind of shoot a line out, and they go ahead, you know, they confirm, and they just say, you know, give it a little bit. They can't just immediately come down. They have to get some things gathered, but they said within half an hour, debriefing team will come down and they'll.
These fucking people have no sense of urgency.
An hour, that's
Bro,
30.
Bro, you have been in the Inquisition for so long that you would actually know a lot, like how this shit works.
I know. And I think they fucking suck.
All right.
like Ron Swanson from Parks and Recreation. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yes.
I think it's
That hates the government, working for the government.
Yep. Literally. Sounds just like him.
That's literally me.
So, Dalin, yeah, you make your way eventually. You enter into the briefing room. You can see Tiberius bashing his head against the wall. Tabix, you're in there.
I'm munching on some bread.
Yeah, you're munching. Is there anything you guys want to discuss? This is kind of all happening simultaneously as Brother Valdis is. If there's anything you guys would like to talk about prior to.
Brother Valdez might be a little bit. He's staying back at the infirmary talking with someone.
I see bread and I get flashbacks to the exploding dam.
Do you? What?
I do.
Your
It's
character.
a loose connection, but my PTSD is still there.
Bro, it's like the threads of characters. They have like weird memories that shoot in their mind. Like, wait, what was that? Anyway,
What the hell?
previous lives, weird.
That was 3,000 years ago.
But no, as you guys are all just kind of sitting in there waiting. Brother Valdis, you make your way to the briefing room. Last to enter in, as you all are in there, you kind of look over to your captain who's just sitting there, sunken eyes, 10 million yard stare, just out of sorts.
I'm pissed.
I'm pissing.
Pissed, bro.
But after a handful of minutes go by, eventually you leave the doors open. I'm assuming you do hear the footfalls of a couple individuals. You can hear kind of coming from the hallway outside, and walking in, you can see one human male that you actually recognize from the original brief, or the first briefing you had with the Master of Reconnaissance. He has that short kind of curly hair with a thick mustache. You can see as he accompanied the Master of Reconnaissance. And then there's another individual. You can see another human male, kind of middle 30s, probably maybe 40s, pushing a little bit older in age compared to the first one. And they're both coming in, and they both have various paperwork and whatnot, kind of, and they come to set it on the table, kind of on the glass kind of illusory table that they have. The second one that comes in goes and closes both the doors as the first goes in and starts kind of getting some things kind of scattered around and kind of across the table. All right, so Strike Team Stray, it's good to see you all back in one piece. We're gonna go ahead and officially start the debriefing once the sidebar conversation from Brother Valdis and Tiberius stop, or whenever they're done. They're just chatting it up. They're chatting.
They're loud as hell up there.
They're chatting it up.
They are loud as hell up
Did
there.
you hear him from Nane's mic?
No, I saw you guys were chatting, and I didn't want to go into the debriefing without everyone present. So
Todd's
I
mad
was
that
just
I
flaming.
blew up
I'm
KHP
flaming.
of his
I'm
200
flaming,
HP
Captain.
bar.
Flaming Captain.
all right, so as he says, so let's go. We'll go ahead and begin the debriefing. So as he will go ahead and kind of outstretch some different various papers. So Strike Team Stray, you were designated to operate within the Festering Woods section of Shadefall. You were requested to return an artifact of pyramid of some sort in construction based on the reconnaissance of an LZR automaton, who we had also lost in the initial reconnaissance of the area and the operation itself.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, you're correct.
Is this summary for you or for us? Because I think we remember that quite well.
This is
Taylor,
for this
right.
is
Why are
to
you?
this is to ensure that all of the pieces are lining up and that we are not missing anything in terms of details as we go forward.
All right, yes, sir.
So
That's a good point. That was a good point, Tavex.
that was the overarching. That was the overarching synopsis of the mission. Now, from your end, how did everything go? How did everything go?
I'll go last. Everyone on my team go before me.
It went splendid, sir. Great
I'm gonna
landing,
I
great
want
success. We're back
Tavex,
alive.
I want you to give us the full scoop since this was your first mission. Give us the full rundown of your humble
Oh, yes.
experience.
Do
I
you want a
believe-
detailed?
I
Cap?
would like to bring
I want-
something up first.
Go ahead,
I-
Donald, but I want the full grimy details.
You can see that the mustache individual's kind of sitting there with some papers, has a lot of documentation. The other individual that followed him in the room, he does seem to be a scribe of some sort and has some inking quill and is ready to kind of to annotate things as you are speaking.
Going forward for this region, I believe more research needs to be conducted into the conditions. We were very, very ill prepared for the caustic and toxic conditions in the region. And I believe sending us in was very, very foolish without knowing anything about this area.
Duly noted. The Inquisition obviously does the best that they can with the reconnaissance. It made it difficult that our LZR automaton did not make it back to actually relay the full extent of the information that they require, and so sometimes sacrifices do need to be accepted in certain terms. However, your concerns are, as he gestures over, make sure that they are annotated down. We will make sure that the Festering Woods region is of. How would you explain these issues that you've ran into?
The air conditions are not good, as well as pretty much any water in the region is unfit for anything, as well as lots of the flora were actively hostile.
Interesting. Good to know. Yes, we will go ahead and annotate that as well. Thank you. Anyone else?
Did you
Hey,
like the
Biggs,
play-by-play?
Yes, any details that would be beneficial to the Inquisition in terms of the area that you went, just as Dawn has previously described, how the operation went down, the success, how things, any notable issues, discrepancies, any notable things to be aware of, and then just a play-by-play in relevance in terms of just so that we have an understanding as to how it all went down, so that way we can log it and have an archived record of this operation.
Yes, yeah, very easy. Let me pull out my notes. I'll pull out a notepad.
Should we just cover like the big things?
Yeah, and,
Like
if we can, and you guys can just go. We don't have to RP you guys saying everything. If you guys just want to kind of go ahead, if there's anything you want to highlight, feel free. But we can just say over the next, 10, 15 minutes, you guys just do a play-by-play and describe. Unless Tabix, you'd actually like to do that.
No, I give him a play-by-play. Easy.
Okay.
I would like to. I would like
easier.
to cover something.
Yeah, like key highlighting pieces. I would say once you guys kind of get to the Dread Labyrinth, there might be a little bit more of there might be some more actual questions. What were we gonna say, Dolan?
Yeah.
We encountered a monolith on the surface prior to going down below into the catacombs, or the labyrinth, I guess. And I believe that it could warrant a team going and studying it all on its own. I was able to retrieve some sort of energy artifact, and that is how I was able to negotiate with. And yes, and and supposedly that was of very high value.
Interesting.
Pro out of himself.
Okay. Brendan, write that down. Make sure to emphasize that. Yes, we can go ahead. Well, this area, as unfortunate as the circumstances of Stray as you had it experienced, this area is of interest to the Inquisition, and we will be probably sending more teams down there. Especially in the fact that this labyrinth that you've mentioned and the inner workings of how it operates, it is very strange indeed. Did you guys mention did you guys mention Tengoru and the fact that he was some sort of relic holder for?
Yeah. So. I guess I'll highlight the play-by-play that I give him.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess that I would have said that in the chronological order as we were going.
No. You're good. You're good. Yeah. It's all good.
Yeah, and then going forward, we would have highlighted that later.
Yeah.
If someone else wants to do that, or I could do that.
Go ahead, Tabix.
We'll pretty much tell them like where we landed, how long it took to get there, the air quality that we ran out of, air, who we met,
The big
what
bug.
we killed on the way there, where we extracted stuff from, went down our path through the labyrinth, the puzzle we solved, the conundrum, the money, the guy we met, the thing we crossed, the stone dude. Tell him about that.
Yep.
Skulls.
Tell him about the squid lady man that we negotiated with. What we gave him, what we got, who we left.
Yeah, we played Squid Games down there.
I will include that the captain smashed the head of a crow and made me smash the head of a crow.
Okay.
And then...
Okay. There's like a perplexing and then
and that
eyeball
he
to
wanted to kill
Tiberius.
the bot. That he went to shoot the bot, and that he shot me. Let's include that in there.
Oh,
he got taken over. I'm gonna include that in there. He's a crazy
You guys
man.
out of here. What you doing?
And then the way back, lack of air again, and take off was fine.
Me?
So I include all those details.
Holy fuck.
I need to explain myself.
I feel like that a simple debriefing is not going to be necessarily what is all that is required for our archiving and for our understanding of what went down while you guys were there.
I have one important note for the archive.
Yes, Captain.
That's the loose string I mentioned.
Yes, the Suvetha. What is it that you would like to annotate?
He made it clear to us that his intention as an underdweller is to come up to this world and live amongst us. He could be the artifacts he finds, he went with a weird creature that we don't know what it's going to do to him or give him. So he could be, for all we know, a dangerous, wild terrorist that could need to be dealt with quickly and quiet, not even quietly, just quickly.
Captain Tiberius, I'm sure you're already aware, but do you understand that how many instances you guys run into across all the teams, the strike teams, of individuals who want to come to the material plane from their shit-ass realm of existence?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, and I slam my hand on the table. He has the capability, and that fucking.
What makes
creature
him
he
so
was with-
different than all the other?
I must say we gave the squid man he was with a very powerful artifact, it seems, and we're unknown of the capabilities that it gave him, and I'm guessing his new servant, Subetha.
I
You might
wasn't
wanna
told
check
that
in on that.
was happening, by the way.
What'd you say, Eric?
I said I was as Tiberius. I was not of my normal self when this happened. I was going through a wave of tranquility.
Interesting.
You got drugged.
Interesting.
My point is, like what Tavix is saying, this one freak has the. I'm slamming my hand on the table in real life right now. Has the capability to actually come up here, and that fucking worm thing. I have no fucking clue what that is. If I
And
wasn't
we're
so
in-
tranquil, I'd have fucking murdered it with that fucking Suvaku fucking kid.
You see that? Hey, now we got the bad ending. Now we want to know what happened. Strike Team
The
straight
bad
would have
ending,
died.
That's bad, and then we're all dead.
No, it's not the bad ending. There's the good ending and the evil ending.
I would almost suggest an elimination mission shortly after this to go retrieve
I
the
100%
artifact.
agree.
Absolutely.
Tavix, let's get more rep points for Tavix.
He's like stroking
And
his
I would like
mustache.
a raise.
Okay,
We should be suiting up as soon as possible to go back and find him,
so
get the
I
artifact.
say roughly
Captain Tiberius.
8 hours.
Captain
sleep, and then
Tiberius,
we're back.
Tavix,
Tavix is so
please
smart.
give me
This is crazy.
all the information that you have provided in this briefing has been incredibly valuable to the
Incriminating.
Inquisition. And incriminating, but
And
That-
incriminating.
that is for others to determine. However, I think at the extent of what you guys have discovered and found will lead to additional operations that need to be conducted in the Festering Woods and this labyrinth of some sort that you have found.
It's
Because
an immediate threat.
would you like to go back out yourself?
Yes.
I would go right now.
Well,
Oh, the fuck you wouldn't.
we can maybe
I
have
would
that
like-
arranged.
To emphasize,
We
the
can't
labyrinth
go.
is very in depth. I don't believe anyone else should go down there.
Well, then I guess we have.
Oh.
I guess we have some sort of. I guess you guys have a glimpse into the next operation you might be conducting. However,
We just
understand
focus on the next
that there are things and protocols to what we do. And I understand that as strike teams, you are obviously incredibly important to our operation. However, the operations department, as he kind of gestures to himself and to his compatriot, also have many things that go on and need to be done before we can just start sending strike teams to their death under pretenses that you guys have just returned. We will give it some time. We will be reaching out to you additionally to ensure that we get all the finer details, as you guys have obviously just done a pass over. And so, because of this,
Hold it up.
we will go ahead and proceed as we need to.
That's too bad. Like, I'm free.
I would recommend strong. What's the word?
You're like a paper
Where you
towel.
watch some surveillance over.
Yeah,
the area
establish
we
the
left.
surveillance state.
Now that we have understanding as to the threats that are within the woods, then we will be able to approach it much more efficiently.
Especially over that labyrinth. We don't know what's going to come out of there.
I am aware.
Thank you.
Okay.
Or just send us down in 8 hours
Is there
from now.
anything else that you would all like to debrief? Other
only
than wanting to
thing-
go back.
I have one more. Captain Tiberius. One more thing I'd like to debrief.
Yes. Captain.
The sensors went down when this was happening, however, but there was a slight case of insubordination occurring during this mission.
Oh shit.
When
There's
I
a
was
heavy case of recklessness as well.
look, I'm just gonna report the facts and report
Doing
what
my
happened.
part.
I'm just I'm just gonna report what happened. That Dolan and I were down in the caves, down in the passageways, I would say.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Captain Tiberius, before you continue, is this relevant to the overall operation and the mission? Because
It is.
Well, hold on, because we actually have the Master of Internal Affairs waiting after this debrief to discuss things of this nature if there was insubordination that was conducted.
How many affairs are we having here?
Internal.
trying to have
I've
an
got
affair.
6 different affairs.
So,
yeah, I'm trying to have
That's
an
a lot of
affair with
affairs.
So
Affairs.
to not waste your time and to not waste my own time, and so that we can get this information relayed as quickly as possible. If there's nothing else pertinent to the area of operation and the actual operation as a whole, I will go ahead and relinquish the floor to the Master of Internal Affairs so that you can all have individual discussions and so that we can go ahead and hammer out anything that might have been in the realm of insubordination, recklessness, etc.
All right, get on with it.
Okay. Thank you all once again for a successful operation. I'm sure the Richards team is, singing your praises than the levels below. I will go ahead and relay everything you've told me, and we will probably be reaching out again to have multiple briefings to get more of the intricate details. But at the very least, I'm sure you all are very tired. That you want to have some sort of reprieve from the operation you endured. So, as he go ahead and grabs his stacks of papers, and he just nods and has a sigh and just just sighs and then just makes his way over to the door, opens it up, holds it open for the individual named Brendan that you heard him call out to multiple times, and then they exit out. Him kind of calling back like, the Master of Internal Affairs will be here briefly.
Okay, freak.
The door is already closed. So, after a minute or two goes by, would you guys have to discuss anything amongst yourselves individually?
Colin, what are you doing?
Should we grab a drop pod and head down ourselves?
Say, can we go AWOL?
Wait, did this ever come up last session?
What?
Last session?
The incident that happened that didn't even get recorded. Oh, then I look at Dolan. I go, I want you to explain to the team what happened.
You were being reckless and attempting to charge forward without the rest of the team, and I was not going to let that happen.
What happened?
Prior to the room with the basilisk or whatever.
You guys keep going.
I'll be right back. Prior to the room with the basilisk, Captain Tiberius heavily insisted on going forward
Without
without
everyone
without both you and Brother Valdis as you had gone to the start of the maze.
Were you aware of what's in the next door?
We were not, and that is why I implored that he didn't go into the next room.
What was the cause for insubordination here? That sounds pretty normal.
I attempted to physically stop him, and that's why he took issue with it.
Well, Captain, you shot me, so I'd say you're even. We're good here.
I was mind controlled. You almost blew us up.
I
You
think
almost set up a nuclear device next to us.
Legalized nuclear bombs.
Yeah.
I think we're even here. We're all back in one piece,
Yeah,
right?
you're all even. That's why I didn't bring it up.
Didn't you see what's in the next room? Dolan was obviously right.
I know, but the reason we knew what was in the next room is because reconnaissance happened. Because I still went by myself.
What if it was awake and at the door? You'd be dead.
Reconnaissance. Then I'd be dead, little bro.
And
You have to be ready to die at any point in time on these missions. You could fucking die at any goddamn moment. You almost killed all of us in that fucking drop pod.
Wait, Dolan, or not Dolan, Captain, for the record, you are ready to die and kill anyone in your strike team? I started recording.
Hold on.
I
I'm
started
gonna kill anyone in the strike team.
What did you say? You start raging?
Recording.
Oh.
Turn my body cam on.
Pull out his iPhone.
I would never kill anyone in this strike team. However, I'm ready to die at any moment for either this strike team or for the mission.
Yes,
Death
but
is inevitability.
But it's of
be
no
reckless.
use if you die and no one knows where you are.
I'm willing to risk my life for my team. Could you say you do the same?
Absolutely.
you didn't know if we were
You
even
weren't ready
coming.
to risk your life there.
You didn't
I
risk
was
your life for
I was
anyone.
between Tabix and the threat every
You'd
time.
rather die
Avix
at my hand than risk just finding out what's in a room. I'm not
Captain,
saying
with all
you
due
die. I'm not
respect
saying I
here,
can kill you either.
do we
I'm not
want
trying
to
be able do.
do
What's
we want to
in this-
possibly lose Dolan here just because of this one instance?
No, I'm not gonna. He's not gonna get removed. He's a crucial part of the team. Don't get this wrong. Don't get it fucking twisted, Tabix. I lean in. Don't get it fucking twisted, bro.
I'm just
you-
saying. I'm just saying.
Captain,
There's worse things that happen.
This team is cracked.
I think perhaps we just let it slide and
Captain,
we
I
can
simply
figure it
wish
out
for a bit more
outside.
discretion and caution going forward, especially when we are not full force.
I'm trying to go home and fucking sleep every
pull out-
mission.
I pull out a piece of
Yes,
paper and I
and
write
so
the
do
word
not do
team.
reckless things.
I write
It
the word
wasn't
team on a
reckless.
piece of
We're all
paper.
here safe and sound.
There
I'm
is
gonna
no.
provide Captain the piece of paper that says team and say, Captain, there is no I in team.
There's not. You should be willing to die for your team. There's a D-I-E.
Captain,
in
I'll
team.
kill myself right now.
Do it, then, Davix. If
What
you're gonna
the
kill
fuck
yourself,
is going
do
on?
it.
I'm gonna go. No, I'm not.
Captain, I
Do
have
it.
no weapons. I
Do
can't.
it.
Master
I'm
of
trying. I hold my breath.
No, I'm not, no, I will say
Internal
Captain.
Affairs pulls
I'll
up.
say Captain, I believe you have overstepped.
How, brother Valdez?
I'll take.
He said he could.
I'm gonna take one step towards you.
What have I done? He said he's gonna kill himself.
Captain, you ordered me to kill myself.
I'm saying you should be willing to die for the team for the
Oh
greater
my
good.
God.
And I'm willing to right now if you want me to.
At which point, at which point,
We're signing suicide pacts in here as the Minister of Internal Affairs comes in.
Is everything in this room recorded?
Probably.
I
well,
hope so.
as
Fuck it. I don't give a shit. We'll just move on from
Oh,
this.
that's you, Ryan.
as
Bigger
you
point is Beth is on the prowl and needs to
Oh my
die.
God,
okay,
dude,
so
he's
hey, bring it
not
in, bring it
close
in,
to
bring it in,
super
bring it in, bring it in.
threat.
Okay,
To
so as
anything, not even the enemy.
bring it in, as you guys are having this debate, as you guys are just having this loud discussion, in walks in the Master of Internal Affairs, which you all would know would be the individual you guys have interacted with him in previous times. Reginald goes by Reggie. As he makes his way
Reggie.
in, you see this old human male just kind of hobbling over, cane in hand, as it starts to kind of as he starts to kind of make his way into the briefing room here. As he makes his way slowly across into the interior of the space, you can see that he has the top portion of his head is completely bald. He has some side pieces. He has a side strip of hair going around the side of his head. He has some kind of what is it called, liver spots kind of scattered across his head. At which point you can see he's dressed in some nice, kind of upper ranking attire. You can see he has a cord, like an orangish cord of some sort, kind of going around one of his left, underneath his left arm, and kind of attached to one of the kind of shoulder portions of the jacket of his outfit, of his uniform. He makes his way in. All right. How about we all just simmer down for one moment as he makes his way in, and immediately finds his way to a chair, plops himself in. He has like a single notepad, clutching underneath his right arm, clutching some ink and quill. Just sets it down. All right. So it seems that there is a bit of discourse amongst the party here. What's the team? I was listening in briefly as you all were discussing some very drastic and final offerings and decisions for the betterment of either the team or the Inquisition. And I would like to just preface the start of this conversation that none of that is necessary in terms of the value you bring all to the individual table here at the Inquisition. I appreciate the fact that you are all willing to die for the operation and for the order itself. However, we prioritize the lives of our teams. That is one of the most heavily reiterated things. We try our best amongst the other admin portions of the of the Inquisition, that we emphasize the importance of each of your lives. You are not easily replaced. You all bring incredible value. So, enough of this talk that's of death and suicide and all these various things. Discourse is understood, but I will not hear another word. Am I understood? As he looks.
What did,
Whoa.
what
As
did
he,
you say? I was looking at my phone. What did you say?
Shut the
I
fuck
say
up.
that in game.
No.
I say
Understood.
that in game. In game. Get cancer in game.
So,
I actually get cancer.
I think
Rose
first
on
things
my head.
first. Captain Tiberius, would you please exit the room?
Okay.
There was
Please
no real problem.
exit the room.
It's such a waste of fucking time. I'm rolling. My voice cracked. I'm rolling athletics. Hold on.
To do what?
What? You're not being physically removed yet.
Yeah.
I wanted to get up and slam the door.
Oh, make athletics, I guess.
I got my athletics is 5, so I got 16.
Your athletics is. Oh, I thought you meant you rolled a 5. I was like, there's no way you just added 11.
Oh.
As you go
No,
to
yeah.
open the door and you go to slam it, the hinges of the door are like, you know, they don't slam. It comes to a close on its own. So you can't slam it. You try your hardest. You go like you get something, but it's like it still
It's
resists
actually
you.
an automatic door.
Yeah, it's not like-
Yeah. I will say as you exit the chamber though, you do see that there are 2 armed guards that are standing on the exterior of the chamber itself.
Pointing guns right at your head, and then they pull the trigger.
Water these freaks. If I needed to.
Reach for the service weapon.
Yeah, reach for their surface.
So-
That was me.
All right, hey, for real though, for real. Hey, let's ground it back. Let's ground it back.
Alright.
Let's ground it back. Like having fun's cool, but then if you're just derailing it, fucking everything, it's can be kind of annoying. So, as you guys are all now as Valdis and hey Todd, tell Eric to step actually outside on the porch, bro. Get him out. Get him physically remove him from the front.
Have him stand out in the view of the window. Have him stand-
All right. As Tiberius leaves and the door closes behind you, Reginald looks at the rest of your group and goes, so I am here today to discuss some just to discuss, because obviously this is a newer team, and so I want to make sure that though it's pretty evident there's already some tensions that are building. I want to get the team themselves opinion of one another, how the operation went from a standpoint of teamwork and solidarity, and what you thought of the newly promoted, or I should say recently promoted captain of your strike team. So, the floor is open, please. And then as does that, you can see, you can actually see that he crosses his hands, but then you see a mage hand kind of apparate and grabs the inking quill and starts to write some stuff down.
I believe teamwork, as far as teamwork goes, it went smoothly. Nothing. I mean, we dealt with all the problems that we were faced with, but solidarity was definitely lacking, mostly on the part of Captain Tiberius. He's very set in what he wants to do, and that is not conducive to this team environment.
I see. Thank you, Dallin. Brother Valdis, you have been with Captain Tiberius before he was a captain, and so I'm curious as to what your opinions are of the matter.
Captain Tiberius is a great asset to the Inquisition. But I believe recent events may be affecting him more than he's let on.
I see. And these events, just for clarification, are what exactly?
Fate of Strike Team Dagger.
I should have guessed as much, and I had an inkling as that being the case, but... Okay, good to know. Engineer Tabix, you are this is your first operation in the field itself, and so I'm curious as to what exactly, how you felt everything went from the standpoint of being the newest on the team, and how you thought that the team worked together, and your captain that's presided over.
Well, this captain, obviously, the only captain I've worked for. And obviously, from the feedback from the others, is not what I expected in any way. Hands off. Seems like he has a screw loose. But at the same time, he knew what he was doing. He didn't get us into any danger and also kept me alive. I felt full comfort around him, but he was a little unpredictable. Would I go with him on another strike? Definitely.
Interesting. Okay. Just give me one moment as the mage hand continues to scribble. Anything you say here will not be held against you. It will only be held in the processes processes at B, and there was might need to be done in terms of rearranging certain people or just getting some additional understanding as to how things are operating. We try to get some insights to how teams, especially newly formed teams, operate, so that way we can make adjustments if needed, or we can at least annotate notes so that things can be addressed if needs be. So, I don't like to do too much of my own talking, so if there's anything else, the floor is now open to you. He kind of looks kind of individually to each of you. But I'm also not going to pry or pull anything out. Just know that it is obviously, you are safe to say what you wish to say, and your opinions are your own.
Is this directly in relation to the captain?
This could be in regards to each other as well. And if you would like to speak without specific members present, then feel more than free. I just want to I remove the captain because the captain is obviously a power leverage, and there is a little bit of a disconnect in terms of certain things depending on teams. And so I just want to give the opportunity of all of the members to speak candidly. I will be bringing him in here briefly, or in a moment, once we're done here, and we can talk as a collective, and then I will be talking to him individually, and then that will conclude my, at least, initial interaction with you guys. And that way you guys can go ahead and get some much-needed rest. So.
I have not much to say besides I felt well guided and trusted by the team.
Good to know. That is...
Yes, I believe my thoughts roughly reflect Tabix's, I would say, although actually, yes, I will leave it there.
He turns over to you, Brother Valdez.
I have nothing more to add.
Very well. Let's him back in. As you hear a pretty loud kind of commanding voice as this old kind of individual in front of you just bellows out to the doors. At which point Tiberius just sitting out there, not allowed to leave, by the way. Like, I don't know if you had any inclination to like go anywhere, but the guards do watch you. At which point they hear the kind of the doors, kept a lot of the lower hushed voices from out without penetrating. But then once the yelling was heard, then one of the guards opens the door for you to re-enter the room.
Okay.
So you go back in. So, Captain Tiberius, I hope that you have recollected yourself in a decent and presentatory manner and speaking candidly to me and the rest of your team. I would like to get your opinions on the matter while remaining in control of yourself. I will not deal with these outbursts.
Am I going to lose control?
You tell me. What are your opinions? And I will let you speak this on behalf of your team here, and then I will talk to you individually afterwards. So, what are the critiques, if any, or anything positive that has transpired amongst this newly formed team and your first kind of big operation together?
I thought everyone on the team did an exceptional job. There are obviously some people who do not share my who share the idea of risk aversion rather than risk mitigation. That's fine. That's something I have to work through. But nonetheless, the team worked well. The new boy was good. Everyone was great. I give it a 4.5 out of 5.
Excellent. Good to know. Brother Valdis, Dahlin, and Engineer Tabix, would you please exit the room for me? And you are actually free to go unless you would like to linger and have a one-on-one interaction. You are no longer required. Your once you exit here, your debriefing and your extraction protocol has been completed. So you may return to your quarters or see fit as you so choose. Your payment, I guess your payments will be sent to your quarters. Once we have concluded here, I will ensure that I will let them know that all of the necessary paperwork and protocols have been completed, and you will be duly paid. As you all kind of step up, unless you guys would like to say anything else.
Always.
Go.
Okay, as you all exit the room, you do see the guards that are standing there. You guys does anyone want to linger?
I'm gonna go. To
I'm
bed.
gonna linger in the mess hall.
Okay, sounds good. Tavik's gonna go to bed.
Yo, check
Okay,
my
brother.
quarters.
Brother Lawless, what do you want to do?
Oh, I'll take back to my quarters.
Okay. Tiberius, as your compatriots leave one by one, they file out the room. Reginald kind of pushes his glasses up onto his large kind of nose, and he kind of breathes a deep kind of just sigh. All right, Captain Tiberius, it's you and I. Is there anything that you would like to specify in terms of the goings-on of your team, how you are dealing with captaincy, any sort of interesting conflicts or contentious points between you and your members?
No. I think this was a great mission. I have no issues with my team. This was great.
Make either a persuasion or a deception check. Don't tell me which
Hold
one.
on.
Don't tell me which one. Just
Give me a second. What if I'm not being deceptive or persuasive?
no. You know, I mean, I'm telling you to roll
Fine,
because. Go ahead.
I'm rolling.
Yeah,
I'm rolling.
roll.
Fuck, I got a 10.
Yeah. As you say this, and he looks at you, Captain Tiberius, it is not good to bottle things up within yourself. It is not. It does no one any good. You are not being a bigger man than the rest of your team, or being a better captain by letting yourself result and spiral into a downward pit. I can see the pain in your eyes. I can hear it in your voice. The discourse that I heard through the door as I listened in speaks to me otherwise. Tiberius, I have been around the Inquisition far too long and seen far too many heartbroken individuals and soul-ripped and ravaged team members to not be able to discern and see that you are dying inside. However,
Yeah, fine, I gotta go.
that is your purview on whether you'd like to speak or not. But I'm just letting you know that as of right now, you are free to. And he dissipates the mage hand, slides kind of the note or the kind of clipboard and the piece of paper and kind of the little paperwork off to the side and says, kind of crosses one of his legs over, and he kind of just gestures like openly, like, if you'd like to.
Like I said, boss, everything I can't, you know what? My captainship is a little unorthodox. I'm an aggressive, see to the end of the mission type of captain. Do what you gotta do, take the stakes. Gotta kill people that you might think are nice, but they gotta die for the cause. This shit sucks. It's tragic. And am I wrong? Maybe. But my point is, my team obviously is not on the same page. Not saying that's a bad thing, but it's not the same page. So that's maybe something to work through, but I have no other real issues than just that difference. So
Okay.
Fill your emotion thirst.
It gave me an insight as exactly what might need to be, done to assist. Because I think that there is, just because you are captain does not necessarily mean that you have the authority to do whatever you'd like. Does not mean that you get to go to Shadefall and act as a fool and commit senseless violence to those that you might deem worthy of execution. It is unfortunate for me to hear that you are holding some of these things in that regard.
You think I'm just killing people for fun?
I heard the things you were saying through the door as you all were yelling, and then this is what you're telling me now. It hurts to hear. It hurts to hear.
I'm rolling intimidation, and I repeat myself. You think I'm just killing shit for fun, dude? Like, not dude, but sir.
Go ahead and roll intimidation.
Dude.
Got a 14.
Okay, are you like yelling and like having a
I'm like giving him a mean ass stare.
He kind of just nods. He grabs his cane that was leaning up against one of the other chairs, kind of grabs his notebook with his mage hand reappears, kind of grabs the mage hand, or kind of grabs the thing, kind of tucks it up underneath. You cannot go on living like this forever, Captain Tiberius. I will speak to you again soon. As he goes and he kind of slides out of his chair and makes his way kind of out the door. Kind of with the guard one of the guards kind of hearing, kind of pushes the door open and just kind of lets him kind of exit. Go, oh, thank you. He kind of takes one look back into the room and looks at you, Captain Tiberius, as Corey dies. He looks back into the room and goes, "We can help you, Captain Tiberius. All you have to do is accept the help. And just know that your ways, though, you do have flexibility in how you run your team. Think about them. Think about what you're making them do and asking them to do the things that you are trying to perform or act out on the way you believe. Consider them." And just you can hear the cane hit the ground and start making its way.
My reaction is blank stare.
Okay.
I'm going to bed.
Okay. So as you all head, I would say, Dallin, you make your way to the mess. You make your way to the mess hall, and you go and get yourself some nice gubs. Tabix, every step you get closer to your quarters is just like your body just begins to ache more and more, and you're just like, sleep is what I need more than anything right now. As you just continue to make your way, as you eventually open up the door to your kind of empty quarters, considering you don't have too many personal effects at this point. But
Dude, I am excited to sleep.
Yep, as you go ahead and take off the remainder of your clothes. Armor was taken off, now it's time to take everything else off in some capacity or another as you crash out on your bed. Brother Valdis, you make your way back, and you too find rest in some capacity as you go ahead and hook yourself up to your kind of life support machine. Dallin, you manage to finally you go back to the mess hall, and there is just a buffet at this point. It seems like just for you alone, as you're in there kind
and
of.
I'm gubbing.
And you just start smashing down plate after plate of food. Captain Tiberius, you make your way to your room, kind of close the door behind it as it clicks closed.
Serving out some fucking bastards waiting for me.
Yeah, you have hitmen in your sheets. No, you make your way into your room. No one is there. Nothing's happening.
Except for the voices.
Except for the voices. Captain Tiberius, what are you thinking? From start to finish, from when you woke up and heard of the operation and made your way across the, Shadefall and the Festering Woods into the Labyrinth of Dread, what are some final thoughts going through your head before you finally get some rest?
I'm concerned about Suvalu. I think that's a real threat that could pop up again at some point in time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of pissed at Reginald, that fucking freak. I'm like, damn, should I be less violent? And then I go, it doesn't matter, because the next day is coming anyways.
and I get in my bed.
I'd say with kind of the finality of you as you kind of lay in bed, not realizing your earpiece is still on you, and take it out and set it on your nightstand. And you just kind of eventually try to soothe the thoughts, the turmoil that you share, and the grief that you constantly carry amongst yourself. As you eventually, though grief as it may be, exhaustion quickly takes you and you fall asleep. Brother Valdis.
Before I hook up to the machine on the desk with like a lot of the paper and all that, I will, to the best of my knowledge, write down or describe like the memory I had earlier of like the bar with the name, what I could remember.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of have like a old like leather bound kind of journal. You kind of scrawl the best of your ability you can get down, and recollecting of it. It's kind of the memory. It's kind of a strange feeling. It's almost like as you're writing it out and you're using this mental capacity to recall it. It's almost like as the words transfer from your mind into the written page, it almost seems like they get harder to truly remember as you eventually finish off the sentences. You kind of stare at the pages. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Flip back through the book a little bit.
You flip back through. It's weird as you read some of the older journal entries as you're recalling times and things that you wrote down before. And as you are reading these things and the memories you're trying to connect to something you're difficult to actually kind of ascertain, it's hard to actually remember if the words are true or if they were just dreams or if they were just things that you imagined. But you read them through, and regardless of that fact, they give you comfort in some way, in some fashion, as you go through a handful of them.
I'll set the journal down on the table, and I'll start hooking myself up to the machine.
As you do so, as you hook yourself up, even as a hulking entity of yourself, or as yourself, and as machine can join together with flesh, does still feel the intent, the exhaustion and the pain and just all of the various things that you've experienced over the years. Though many memories have fallen away, the grief seems to remain, which is probably the worst part about it, in terms of just not knowing that knowing the loss, but not necessarily knowing what you lost. But you made it another day. You finished another operation. You brought everyone home. And in a way, that's good enough for you, at least for now. As the memories, or as the thoughts kind of go back to in the infirmary of what they were offering you, and if that could ever truly even be attained. You finish the last couple plugs as you just kind of close your eyes and kind of try to get into your kind of dormant, kind of half slumber of sorts. Tabix, as have already stripped of the clothes that you required or you desired to do. I don't know if you're butt booty naked or if you got your thong on.
Yeah, but naked.
Okay. As you kind of lay there in your bed, fighting consciousness, what do you think about?
That was crazy. I'm alive, and I'm tired. I'm excited to have my first one done, but it's an underwhelming feeling considering I'm not close to retirement.
Yeah. The risk and the reward you kind of contemplate as you sit there and you think, that was just one. And you kind of think to Tiberius in the state that he is and what he's displayed, and to think that he's probably done tens, if not hundreds of missions.
Yeah.
And just the mental kind of scarring that this job can do to an individual. And then you think of Brother Valdis and the physical scarring that it can do to an individual. as you kind of contemplate to yourself. And one is down, one mission down. But that kind of the gratification, it does seem a little bit empty, a little, you know. I feel like in your clerical days, you were able to very openly help people. You could see the kind of effect that it had, but it just seemed a little bit empty in the fact that you passed off the artifact and you just kind of gave it to some geeks and then it was gone and they thanked you for your service and that was about it. It seems a little bit lackluster, I suppose. But I guess in the same way, you know, over time, maybe you'll find solace in the fact that you are doing good. You've seen Magdomus in all of its splendor, and you've seen what research has done for humanity and for the many folks that live across the continents. Or at least this one. But thinking is not necessarily right now the time for it, as you have these flickering thoughts before eventually you just pass out, just as they fleet off into the ether, as you are racked and drool from the side of your mouth starts to quickly saturate your pillow.
Oh yeah.
What? Hold on. Dallin. Your large Goliath frame can endure a lot more beating than the rest of your human compatriots. Even Valdis has his limits. As you are scarfing down now your third plate of food. What is it you're thinking about?
I'm thinking about how you just need to take care of your own. You can't take care of everyone. Think about how Suvetha is still down in the labyrinth, but you can't take care of everyone. You have to take care of those right next to you and those that you have that connection with, and you can't risk that by introducing another factor. And so he's just mulling over all of the trip and just having Tabix on the team.
It's true. You have been doing this for a little bit. And yeah, I mean, you prioritize taking care of the individuals that are to your left and right, and you have shown time and time again that those are all that matter. And it's still difficult to be under a new captain, especially in the circumstances that you were in. The missions previous were not as high stakes, and this one seemed to push maybe Captain Tiberius a little bit over the edge, and that could be frustrating. And the kind of lackluster, or the lack of care, I guess, for either himself or each of you could be a little frustrating. But you did what you set out to do. Tabix is back safe. A little bit of friendly fire, but nothing that he can't get over. I would say as you go ahead and you finish your last kind of plate and you go ahead and empty out your dishware and you probably, you meander your way back towards the bunker. Are you going back to your quarters, or do you think that, where would you be going?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd just finish up eating and then head back to the quarters.
As you are making your way back to your quarters, you pass by the recreation room as one of the doors is open. And as you're thinking about these things, you hear, "Hi, Dallin!" And you look back and you look into the rec room. And you see your previous strike team that you used to work for before you were transferred. And you see the individuals, the smiling faces as the recognition, and they kind of start gesturing you over. And you kind of take
I'll
go ahead.
I'll go join them.
As you kind of take a kind of sigh to yourself as you kind of make your way into the rec room, you realize that at the end of the day, as long as you keep these individuals safe, it's truly all that matters. As you walk in and they kind of clasp you and they kind of welcome you in, you can't help but smirk, knowing that another mission down,
Mr. Daddington.
another successful mission where everyone made it back. And that is where we'll go ahead and end the Graveblade Inquisition arc, Strike Team Stray. For now, not to say that we can't bring Strike Team Stray back.
Go
but
Killy again.
But that
The
is
best must die.
but that
Wait,
is
hunters.
that is where we will go ahead and end tonight. I will go ahead and do a little bit of admin here. As you guys, next, just the next day or so, or later that same day, depending. You guys ended up getting paid out 1,500 gold pieces each Go ahead and annotate that on your character sheets because that is important. And then you can also find a place under treasures or whatever it is. You can go ahead and find an area just to write down you also earned 200 Inquisition credits. Those can be utilized, which we'll do at a later time, to, beef out your gear, change things up, and get your, just kind of purchase things within the actual order and, get yourself kitted. And then additionally, eventually it came back and you guys did receive the Inquisition. Obviously took their kind of, their cut in some capacity, but it's usually nothing too insane. But you guys ended up being, let's see here. The coins that you had collected after they had taken, a small piece of that, you guys ended up getting back 200 copper pieces, 250 silver pieces, 600 gold pieces, and 10 platinum pieces. However you guys would like to distribute that, whether now or later, just someone write it down. I'll have it in my notes, so it's not a big deal right now. But
All right, gamer.
But that is where that is like the last little bit. We did it. We finished it, my boys.
Hell yeah.
Hell
You want to split that in 4 right this second?
You want me to split that in 4 right now? Yeah. So if you want to split it down the middle, everybody go ahead and annotate. You guys all got 50 copper.
Just abbreviate it. Is fine.
Actually, can you convert all of it into Electrum?
No. You got 50 copper. You got 62 silver. You got 150 gold pieces. And then you all got 2 platinum pieces.
And those are 10 each?
The
And it was 200 inquisitorial credits, right?
And 200 inquisitional credits.
Platinum or 10 gold?
Yes, I want to say they are.
Okay.
All right, boys, nice. I will say, is everyone still down to do like another hour and a half of the arc wrap up?
What is that?
It's where we just chat about the arc and ask questions and just shoot the shit.
When do you have to go, Nathan?
12:30.
Leave at 12:30. Be there at 12:30.
Yeah, we'll probably end up being there at 12:30
Where are you going?
to hang out with mom.
Oh, okay. What time do you need to be off then?
I mean, before that, it's not gonna take me very long to get there.
I need to get you some donuts, bro.
No. So okay, so what we'll do.
Alright.
Well, you guys want to take 20 to 30 minutes? We take 20 to 30. I'm gonna end the stream here, and then I'm gonna restart the stream for the arc, so that way I can have segmented videos.
Okay.
So
I think it'll only take like 20 minutes.
okay.
We'll down
Is-
Toretto.
Corey, you good for that?
20.
Yes.
Okay.
Is that
And you
possible?
still have a little bit of time, and we don't have to go super long for the arc wrap up. We'll at least just get it knocked out, have a chit chat, and then we'll go ahead and put a nice bow on 2023 for at least arcs as well. But yeah.
Sir,
We're gonna go as quick as we can.
Okay.
the toss was not real fast.
Hey Nathan,
All
you
right.
wanna go with us?
Real quick.
You guys are going to get donuts or something?
Real quick. Hey, everybody. Hey, thank you so much for sticking around with us. Thank you so much for hanging. And Brewing Chaos D&D. Thanks for following the channel. Appreciate that. Appreciate that support. We will be... Don't go anywhere, though. We'll be back here probably 20, 30 minutes. We're going to go live again, do our arc wrap-up so we can kind of discuss the different things that happened in the arc, kind of give some context to some stuff, pull away the curtain a little bit, and just have a little bit of fun before we close out D&D for Max 20 for the rest of the holidays and the new year. So don't go anywhere. Going offline, back online just in a bit. We'll see ya all when we see ya.
Mm-hmm.